Hi there, guys. I'm the Peaky Pundit, and you're joined here on Full Time Devils, and I'm with my right-hand man here, Pav. Look, we've had the pleasure of being asked to do today's watch-along of the pre-season opener as Manchester United take on Perth Glory up the Optus Stadium. Look, super excited for the first pre-season game. After the bad form that we finished last season on, I think, we were just all glad to write off the season last season and, let the players regroup, get sort of a bit of a rest and whatever else. And as we look forward to the new season, we kick things off today. And look, the team has been announced, so we're going to go straight into that.
Let's roll into the starting 11, Peaky.
Straight into that. So the starting 11, we've got Romero in goal, Dalot, Tuanzebe, Jones, and Ashley Young, the captain, playing in defence. Ander Pereira, Matic, Chong in the middle of the park. And then we've got Lingard, Daniel James handed his first start for Manchester United, and Martial. So there is the starting 11. Pav, thoughts on that?
Yeah, so great to see Daniel James come in. First game, debut in the red shirt.
Super excited to see him.
Yeah, hopefully see some lightning pace. Also good to see the likes of a Chong play as well.
Yeah, I think it's good. Like, obviously, look, he's Ollie's. We knew it was going to be, a bit of a change side, or certainly a lot of changes are going to take place throughout the game and at half time. But it is nice to see players like Chong given a start to, and Zabi's come back in after signing a contract with the club after his loan spell at Aston Villa, and he gets handed a start as well. Looking at the substitutes for today, David De Gea, Pereira, Rojo, Shaw, Smalling, Wan-Bissaka on the bench, Garner, Gomez, Matic, McTominay, Pogba, Greenwood, and Rashford. Notably, no Lukaku. Romelu Lukaku's not on the bench.
Wasn't in training either.
Is that kind of just sort of signalling that,
I think it could be a sign of, what's about to probably be announced in the next coming days.
So could we potentially see him lining up against us? Obviously we play.
Yeah, we've got Inter in a few games time, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's coming up against the likes of Jones and Young.
It'll be interesting. But look, guys, if you are just joining us, jump straight into the comment section if there's anything you'd like us to discuss. We've got about half an hour till the game does kick off. If you haven't already as well, guys, obviously look, we're doing a lot of collaborations with Full Time Devils in the new season as well. We're going to be bringing you Peaky's matchday vlogs, so you can find them on the Full Time Devils channel as well. And we're really excited with the collaboration. We also run our own channel as well. That's in the description below, so check it out as well. But look, looking ahead to the season as a whole, how do you think Ollie, is going to be feeling at the moment with the current state of his squad? We've brought in 2 signings. Were you hoping for more to have been sort of made by now?
Yeah, I think the main thing was to really get that right back position sorted, and I think we've done that pretty effectively. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, great young player with a lot of potential. Obviously, we've had to pay a bit, probably a little bit over the odds, considering he's only been in the Premier League for coming up to 2 seasons now. But I think that's the right back sorted. And Daniel James, a lot of people, when he was first mentioned, might have thought, who's this kid? But I think after people have seen what he's about in training, his statistics as well, he's quite exciting. And so it should. I'm looking forward to seeing them both feature in this game.
And look, is that something that we've missed over the last few seasons, where we've gone and kind of signed marquee sort of players, marquee signings for big money, or we brought players in on free but put them on big money? Do you think now we're seeing the whole vision of the football club changing? We saw an email was circulated. Heard reports of an email being circulated from Woodward to his staff, just telling them to be patient, whatever else. We're backing the manager's long-term vision. Are we now going to see United be patient with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in charge, give him time to bring his own players in and work towards his footprint?
Yeah, there's definitely a change in the direction of the way we're going about our signings, and it looks like he will be given a bit of a project, a bit of a plan to follow. How about yourself? What do you think?
Yeah, I think you look, at the end of the day, we've chopped and changed so much since Sir Alex Ferguson finished his managerial career at the football club. I think it's important that we stick together as a fan base and a club. I think things potentially might get a little bit worse before they get a lot better. But we're going through a massive rebuild. We know it's not going to be done in this summer. We know it's not going to be done with a small window at Christmas. It is going to take a couple of seasons, I think, to get a major rebuild in place. I hate to say it, but we've seen other clubs like Liverpool who have been patient for many, many years now, to win a league. But look, more so since Klopp's come in for 4 years, they've been patient. And we can see them now reaping the rewards of, say, his work that he's doing. let's just hope Ollie is back by the board financially and obviously given time to make his mark. Look, Paul Pogba seems to be also a big topic of conversation at the football club. Look, he is at the end of the day. He's still with the
bench today as well.
On
So
the bench
probably
today.
Will feature second half, I think.
Yeah, and look, he still travelled. But what are you guys who are tuned in? What are your thoughts on Paul Pogba? We know he openly come out and said he fancies a new challenge on the Adidas kind of branding tour that he did out in Tokyo. Ollie's come out again and publicly backed him again this week, saying that the comments that his agent kind of made were things that agents always come out and sort of say. But look, are you keen to see him stay as a Manchester United player, or?
I think after the comments he made on tour, I think it's time for him to, if you don't want to be at the club, as many fans have said it before, you shouldn't be at the club. His hearts and passions obviously not there. Look, it'd be a shame to lose a world-class player because on his day, he can command, he can win us the game. But if the team morale and the team chemistry is going to be better without him, then I think it's time for him to go.
Time for him to move on. Look, guys, we are counting down to kickoff. We're about 25 minutes away from seeing United's opening game of the 2019 tour. I think it's a game that is obviously against Perth Glory, who no one probably knows anything about. I was on the preview with Full-Time Devils yesterday with Jay and that United family, and it wasn't. We didn't even really talk about Perth Glory. No one knows. I did hear them sort of say that they have got 15-year-olds on the bench today, 2 or 3 15-year-olds.
Yeah, they're quite struggling for numbers.
Or on their bench. Yeah. But look, I think what's important today is just to see, to get off to a bit of a good start. Ollie would have been working more with his sort of style of play, I think. I think that was important. Coming at the back end of last season, I struggled to identify what our kind of style of play was. Yeah. So do you think, how important is it for you, Pav, about pre-season and us knowing what we're doing?
Pre-season's major. Just before I get into that, we've got quite a few comments
let's go straight into
in. So Peaky, I want to get
into
your
mate,
thoughts
definitely.
on this. A number of people are kind of questioning why Jones and Young are starting, and some people saying that it's down to it's just pre-season, so we shouldn't really take that too seriously. Others are saying, why are these guys even getting in?
I was going to say, forget starting. Why are they even still at the football club? Look, we
think they should be getting minutes in the pre-season, whereas you got more youth that you can give those minutes to.
The thing is, if they're going to be a part of the squad moving forward into the new season, if they're not going to go, move out of the football club, then they have to get minutes. Of course they do, because they're going to have to play some part, whether we think as fans they deserve that opportunity or not, and if they're good enough or not. The bottom line is, if they are going to be part of this squad, they're going to need minutes. Yeah, of course they are.
Yeah, we've got Billy Hathaway commenting here. He says, Pogba is world-class, end of. Who are we going to replace him with? A youth prospect with no proper experience. He's got to stay. He's a World Cup winner. Use that to your advantage.
Look, I completely agree with the comments there. I might get a lot of flack for saying this, but I have publicly come out and said it time and time again. For me, Paul Pogba is a world-class player. There's no doubt about that. I think when he looks around the team, I think he can see it lacks ambition. He's come off the back of a World Cup where he played very well. We've seen him in a Juventus side, with quality around him, and seen him performing out of his skin. At United, we saw it in patches. When Ollie first came in, he was playing in that free role as a number 10. He was the luxury player of the team, and we saw him turn in and out 3 or 4 man of the match performances on the bounce. We then struggled with injuries. He was then asked to come and play at the left of a midfield 3, do defensive work and whatever. And that's just simply not his game. If he's given that free role and allowed to the ability, to roam around the pitch, get on the ball and make things happen, that's when you see Paul's real quality for sure. But it doesn't help his inconsistencies in performance and obviously what he gets up to on social media and whatnot. So I do see that side of the argument as well.
Got a comment here from Trax. He says, I'm from Australia, know a little bit about Perth Glory. Good club and won the local grand final last year, but doubt they'll do too much. I'm not sure. They've lost a lot of players since last season. So, it'd be interesting to see. I mean, it's one of those games, we don't really know the opposition. We're not worried about winning. We're worried about how many we're going to score, to be honest. Speaking of goals, what's your prediction for the game?
I think 6-0. I think we're going to hit him for 6.
Any goal scorers you reckon they're going to pop up?
I just think it's just going to be a random. I think obviously the usual suspects. I think obviously Rashford. I'd like to see Martial. Get on the score sheet.
I think it's quite important for him to have a good pre-season.
I think so. I think towards the back end of last season, especially once he signed his contract, we saw a big kind of dip in form with Martial. It was at the West Ham game at Old Trafford, and I was there, and I thought, look, that was a perfect opportunity because he was up against Zabaleta to kind of go past him 2 or 3 times, get his confidence up, and he just simply didn't do it. Every time he got the ball, he looked to release it or go kind of cut inside. So I think it's going to be important in this pre-season to him to definitely get his confidence up because he clearly lost it towards the end of last season for sure. Definitely,
I think he's definitely got a point to prove this season. We've discussed in other videos. he started off so well at Manchester United with a great season, then he's kind of bounced around from formation to formation, manager to manager, and obviously lost his place in the France squad as well, which he was quite unhappy about. So I think this upcoming season, being given hopefully that through the middle role, Martial could be bringing in at least 20 goals.
I suppose what's going to be interesting, it'd be great to get the guys who are tuned in, your views on this as well, because we have been discussing it over the last sort of week or so on our channel, with Martial, we know he wants to kind of play through the middle, but who would you play? Would you play Marcus Rashford or Martial as that kind of number 9 role? So look, leave your comments on that. Who knows? Look at now James has come in. Could they potentially play James on the wing and put them to one of them as a kind of maybe Rashford as a sort of number 10, and then Martial a bit further up, or let them interchange. But who knows? Look, pre-seasons here, it might be the perfect opportunity to try that if Ollie thinks is something that he could see working. Yeah, for sure.
Looking elsewhere on the starting 11, we've got Matic there. He took a lot of flack last season. How do you see his pre-season going, and also his season ahead? Do you think he's going to be a starter, a squad player, off the bench, calm the game down if we're 1 or 2 nil up?
In that sense, yes, I see the experience side of it like that. One thing I kind of noticed with Matic is sometimes he kind of gets caught in two minds, and he kind of has that extra touch, which then lets the opposition player who's obviously facing him up kind of nick the ball off him or put him under pressure, where he then needlessly, for me, gives it away, and then immediately it puts us on the back foot and we're under pressure. I think his legs are gone in the middle of the park. Look, there's no denying he was a fantastic player, when he was
more of that experience role rather than coming on and giving that Herrera style of energy.
But then who is there to play that role if Herrera's now been moved on? Could Fred come in? Could he get a run a game under his belt and get his confidence? Scotty McTominay, could he kind of come in and make that position his own? We saw some very, very good performances from him, big performances as well from him last season. I think it was the Barcelona home leg, the first leg, at Old Trafford, where he had a fantastic game. We rested him in the following league game purely to play him in the away leg. So, he really stepped up, but has he got that ability at the moment to play consistently in big games week in, week out? So it'll be interesting to see.
Comments, it's absolutely firing off one. I'm feeling sorry for Ashley Young and Phil Jones here. They're getting some big abuse. Let us know. I mean, do you want to see Jones and Young in the starting 11 or even the squad at all? Let us know. Also, let us know what you think about Lingard starting as well. Obviously, he's faced a bit of controversy in recent social media posts.
America, isn't it? Yeah.
So, how do you see Lingard's season going?
Lingard is another one, and it was when I was actually at Old Trafford when we did the official kind of video of the signing of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and I was with Webby, Andy Tate and Arkid, and we were speaking, and in the comment, without realising, I was one of the questions I asked was, how much longer can we give the youngsters like Martial, Rashford, and I dropped Lingard in that age category because you just do it. You just think he's still at that age. He's 27 odd now. You forget.
When someone mentions Lingard, you think, he's still got years ahead of him. But he's like 26, 27 now.
He should be, firing at the peak of his career, really. How many more opportunities can we give him? Look, don't get me wrong. I think the work he does for the team when he's on form is fantastic. I think he does a lot of unselfish running, if you like, to create space.
Creates a lot of space on the ball.
I like the way he chops around the pitch as well. I like the way he gets, involved with that high press. He's very energetic. He likes to kind of carry that high press forward for us. But how many more chances can we keep giving him? Guys, what do you guys think about Jesse Lingard? Can he hold his own position down this season? Will we see him mature a bit more as a footballer as well, on and off the pitch this year? How many more chances can we give him?
Robert Grant's made a comment here. He said, still have a lot of faith in Lingard as a starter in some games, but more of an impact player. We have better forwards than him.
Impact player again. It's just that energy I think he can bring, and introduce into a game, maybe in that last half an hour when things are dropping off. But you look at the current squad, who else is there really to come in and play in that position? He can potentially play as that kind of wide right role. And that is a position where I still believe we need to go and sign somebody. Some people made comments of, look, now we've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka in. He'll obviously slot in at right back, I think, when the season starts. Who's going to be the person who plays in front of him? Is Ashley Young going to be moved back up the pitch? Is Dalot going to come in and play that?
There,
and we saw Dalot do it against PSG, and he didn't look too bad.
Got some more comments here on Lingard. Tom Horridge saying he's a championship player, overrated. Ryan Wood, everyone sees Lingard as a young player. He's 27. Get on with it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Looks like a lot of people aren't really warming to
Warming
Lingard
too
in
much
the
to
comment
Jesse
section.
Lingard. And you know what I think half the battle is? I think because he makes himself so well known on obviously the social media platforms and stuff, I think you kind of open yourself up even more to being kind of scrutinised, by everyone because you are so kind of out there as well. I think as fans, if we saw them performances being turned week in, week out from the likes of Pogba, Lingard, Rashford, no one really cares what you do off the pitch as long as you're performing on the pitch. The other thing I want to get people's comments on is it looks like Marcus Rashford is being lined up to obviously carry the fight and play the number 9 role for us this season. Look, I think he's a fantastic footballer, very talented. Let's not forget he is very young, but he comes with a lot of experience already in his early career. But could he lead the line for Manchester United in a full season? We're going to be involved with a lot of fixtures, cup competitions, Europa League, obviously the Premier League. Is he the right man to play, or does he still need somebody a bit more experienced to play off, up there?
I think he'll definitely play large majority of games. He's got the confidence to play there, and I think he's going to have the hunger as well.
Yeah.
I think Ollie. I think the first few games of the season, Ollie's going to really test out his players, and I think it might take him a month, maybe even a bit more, to really find what his optimum starting 11 is going to be. Because one thing that happened with Jose when he came into the club, it took him about a year and a half to find out his best starting 11.
Yeah,
he's chopping and changing every single week.
Yeah,
and there was no consistency or chemistry there. So hopefully Ollie can get that sorted pretty quickly.
And do you think that's something we've missed as a football club? Since sort of Sir Alex Ferguson's managerial career, that we haven't had. That his teams you could always predict, and they would almost kind of handpick themselves. And it was nice to see a regular starting 11 week in, week out, bar injuries, or tweaking it here and there. But is that one thing we've struggled with, of being able to put out a solid 11 or regular starting 11?
Yeah, because obviously the right back position was so chop and change.
Yeah.
The right wing position hasn't been solved for how long? Ronaldo, was he ever replaced? Luke Shaw was obviously in and out with injury. So a lot of positions within that starting 11 were just never nailed down. Whereas if we look ahead to the upcoming season, you've got Luke Shaw nailed down for left back. You've got Wan-Bissaka nailed down for right back. Obviously, the centre-back issue still needs to get sorted. But then we've got, hopefully the striker partnership of maybe Martial and Rashford. So there's hopefully a bit more consistency with the team selections, I think.
Pav, one thing I wanted to get your thoughts on is that centre-back position. Look, it's been identified, well documented, that United do need to go and sign one. Jose Mourinho made the point, obviously, when he was in charge. We never and still haven't gone and signed a centre-back. Strong media reports linking us to Harry Mcguire. Initial bid was turned down swiftly by Leicester as well. And we know that they seem to be touted as a bit of the surprise package next season, with Rodgers, being in charge, and they're looking to get their own team, put together. They're in no rush to sell. They're holding out for what seems to be £90 million. Is Harry Mcguire worth that?
I don't think he's anywhere near £90 million. I think he's quite overrated for what he is.
Yeah.
I think because he's English and he's had a good World Cup with England, he's getting a lot of praise. He's a good defender. I don't think he's a great defender.
Yeah.
Would he improve our back four? I think he would. But I think a lot of defenders out there would improve our back four. Should he be our number one priority? I don't think so. I think it should be Toby Alderweireld, then Koulibaly. We should have went big on De Ligt. We haven't. It looks like he's tied up to Juventus. Do you think Mcguire could come in and do a job? Or
look, I think he could certainly come in and do a job, and I would certainly expect him to come in and do a job for £90 million. But I'd still, when I do watch him, sometimes I think he is prone to a mistake or two.
Yeah.
I worry about his mobility. He's obviously, look, he carries a big frame around on the pitch. I'm not too sure. Look, aerially, I think he was ranked first in the Premier League for aerial duels. So, look, we know that's obviously a massive strength in his game. I just think he has got a mistake or two in him. I think Toby Alderweireld from Tottenham wouldn't be a bad shout for £25-30 million.
Looks like he might be going to Roma.
Looks like it. But for a quick 2-year fix, he would have been ideal. And then United could have then looked to gone and, I say scout. I'm not sure what the scouts do at the football club, but go and scout somebody, over the next season to go and sign. But £90 million is a lot of money. Could you then arguably say, well, why don't we just up that to 120 million and go and get Matthias de Ligt? Or why didn't we go and get him? For me, he is a natural born leader. We've seen him do it in a very, very young Ajax team as well. And for me, he would be an ideal investment, knowing at 19 years age, he's still got potentially a good 10, 12 years at a football club, and really kind of be a part of it.
We're getting a lot of comments criticising the starting 11, with the actual players starting there. I think one a key point to make here is that, look, it's pre-season.
Yeah.
We've got to give players minutes. Ollie's going to be playing around with formations. He's going to be playing around with putting players in different positions as well. So is it not so much to look at the starting 11, whereas actually just look at what these players do in the time they're given?
Yeah, of course. And also, look, we've got to understand things like Aaron Wan-Bissaka's been left on the bench today purely for a bit of an extra rest because he was away with the England under 21s at the Euros. But also, it probably gives Ollie a chance to see how players respond and react. If they're playing in a team maybe without Paul Pogba standing next to them, without David De Gea behind them. I'm sure not just in today's game, I think in all of the pre-season games, as they go on, Ollie will chop it and change it a bit more and get it closer to what I think he will believe his starting 11 will become the start of the season. But look, the first couple of games are just about getting minutes under the belt, getting plenty of touches on the ball and getting, working that match fitness and sharpness up, definitely.
Cool. All the guys watching, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. We've got just over 10 minutes till kickoff here. So 12 o'clock UK time kickoff. We want to know your predictions. I've gone with 5-1. Peaky's gone with 6. We want to know what these guys are
definitely. Look, is it going to be a matter of we're just going to get plenty of goals? Pav did say, imagine we lose, and the form we finished
on that form,
the form we finished on, I wouldn't put it past us. No, but look,
we've got fans melting down about Young and Jones starting. So if we lose today, mate, expect a mass exodus.
I refuse to talk about Ashley Young anymore. I'm going to end up hitting my head on this wall behind me if I have to talk about him anymore. But look, in all seriousness, he's not a right back. He's been made a makeshift right back for United.
He's done the job he's been told to do. Yeah. I think you could say.
We know he's not a right back. We know he's simply not good enough. The thing that concerns me is the lack of leadership in our squad, in our team. I look back at the days, when you would have so many big characters within that Manchester United squad. It didn't matter who had the armband around them. There was 5-6 leaders on the football pitch. I look at our kind of squad generally now, and I question, who I could visualise in that changing room or who I could imagine being the leader on and off the pitch and saying to the rest of the squad, what needs to be said if things aren't going too well. How much does it concern you, Pav, that we don't have any leaders in the team?
I want to get onto that in just one second. We've had a bunch of score predictions come in.
Okay, let's go for it.
There's a lot of 4-0s in there.
4-0s?
Got some 6-0s, 4-1s, 5-0 to United. Let us know who you think is going to score some goals today. So we've got some predictions, got some goals there. But back to what you were saying about was it a leader on the pitch?
On the pitch, yeah. Well, just within the football club.
Yeah. Looking at it right now, Peaky, I can't really spot one in our current starting 11 that you can say is going to take us to that next spot. We both spoke about the possibility of Pogba.
If Pogba stays and De Gea stays, who would be your captain?
I would, if Pogba didn't make those comments, I would say Pogba. But because those comments have been made, I don't think you can then go and make that man your captain.
Does that kind of go against everything that we're trying to achieve as a football club now, under this new era and under Ollie, where that player power, and we spoke about player power off camera, but, comments like that, if they were made when Sir Alex Ferguson was in charge, we saw it with Yapstam, he was shipped out. Roy Keane come on MUTV and he made comments, he was shipped out and it never got broadcasted, the things he did say. Pogba come out and openly said he fancies a new challenge. He's still at the football club. Ollie's still continuing to back him in his preference.
I won't be surprised if he's forced to stay though for another year, just as a kind of statement by United to let clubs and fans know we're not going to be manipulated here.
Because I've seen a lot of negative comments online from United fans and the fan base, obviously relating to Paul Pogba after these comments were made. Do them comments get forgotten about after 2 or 3, or say the opening 6 fixtures of the Premier League season, if he is, performing well and doing well on the pitch?
Football fans do have a short memory. I mean, let's say we start the season, Pogba's still at the club, and he's putting in man of the match performances.
Yeah,
the crowd will, they'll sing to his tune. So it depends how he reacts off this, but I don't see him in a Manchester United shirt come August 11th.
We're talking about potential captains. Victor Lindelof, for me, has come in and he took a bit of time to settle into the football club. But looking at him now, he looks to be performing and having a positive impact and effect on the team. That we thought we would see in him. Is he potentially a future Manchester United captain, or is he just like a Ronnie Johnson style player where he's kind of the Iceman at the back there, does a job and he does it well?
I think we've only seen about 60%, 70% of what Lindelof can offer. Had a better season last season, albeit in a pretty poor overall team, how we played. I think this upcoming season is going to make or break him. I think he could come out the blocks and he could be a rock at the back. If he can do that, and then we see some more, because he like you said, he's cool, but he puts himself about the pitch.
Yeah.
Composed on the ball as well. So if he can have a strong season, I don't see any reason why he can't be captain moving forwards.
Well, he can't. Another player I want to talk about as well is Pereira. He was handed another contract at the football club. It seems to me like, he's been at the club for so long.
Yeah, been away on loan and just still hasn't really made any sort of mark on the...
Is this a big season for him? Is he going to be given an opportunity?
I see him in cup games. I don't see him featuring in any of a lot of the Premier League games.
Yeah.
I think he's had his chances
And playing a bit more coming off the bench.
Just hasn't really shown much.
Yeah.
And the amount of time you've had at Old Trafford, you haven't shown it by now. When are you going to show it?
So it's a bit of a squad player. Look, guys, just bringing you some of the sort of footage. We've got about 10 minutes to go. Sorry, 8 minutes.
Yeah, about 7 minutes.
7-8 minutes to go till kickoff. It's building up. We've been counting down to today for all of the summer, it seems. So it's very, very boring and dull, I suppose, when the football season does end. Equally, I was so glad, though, to see the final whistle go at Old Trafford against Cardiff on the last game of the season last year. Look, how optimistic are you guys as fans? What do you guys think of the upcoming season?
Could we get top four? That's what I want to know from everyone watching.
We've been speaking about this on our podcast that we do about the top two probably being the same as last season. City and Liverpool battling it out. Tottenham in at third. That leaves Arsenal. It leaves Chelsea and United, battling it out. Is there going to be a surprise package thrown in there as well? Maybe a Wolves or a Leicester battling it out for that top four spot. Look, Paul Pogba stays. David De Gea says we bring in a centre back. How confident are you of making that top four?
I don't see any reason why not. Because, like we said, look, the top three is going to most likely be City, Liverpool, Spurs. Chelsea, new manager, no Hazard, no transfers. That's going to be a tough season. You got Arsenal, who they're trying to bid 40 mil for Zaha.
Yeah,
they're gonna struggle next season, I think, if they don't get any signings in. So who does that leave? Leaves us. So if we can go on a strong, consistent run throughout the season, last 2 months of the season, April and May, all fairly winnable games. I don't see any reason why not, Peaky.
Look, we've got we're going under sort of a rebuild at the moment. What is going to be classed as being a positive or a good season in your opinion? When we reflect this time next year.
I think a good season. If we're fighting for top four, I'll take that. I wouldn't say we need top four as long as we're in the mix. Possibly a couple good cup runs. I just want to see identity back in the team and a passion from the players and a playing style and a nailed on starting 11. If we can get those kind of components in, then I'll be happy to move on to the next season with, some progress in hand. One
thing I kind of struggled with towards the end of last season, I'm sure many United fans are the same, is what our actual style of play was. I did not know what kind of we were trying to achieve on the pitch sometimes with the way we were playing. It looked very, very disjointed, especially in that attacking third at times. It looked like we run out of ideas. For me, this pre-season is going to be massive. It's the first full pre-season Ollie will have had with his squad. I think it's super important that he's going to impose his style of play on them. He's going to identify which key players he wants to play in key areas and getting them systems of play right all over the pitch. That's going to be really, really important for sure as well. But look, guys, just looking at the footage that we have got on our screen here, it is getting closer and closer to kickoff. We're about 4 minutes away. Looks like the fans out there are enjoying themselves. I'm looking out for the full-time Devils boys, Adam McCullough and Mr. Stephen Howson out there, who we know we've travelled. So looking out for them. But Pav, how excited are you getting? Obviously getting closer and closer to the kickoff against Perth Glory.
I'm looking forward to it. You've got to remember, it is pre-season. But
sure.
It's always exciting watching the boys play, especially new signings. So we've got Daniel James. That's who I've got my eye on.
Look, that's who I want to talk about as we count down, because what we heard is that obviously they did the bleep test in pre-season. I think he absolutely smashed it over and above everyone else.
That video that United posted of him doing the sprint, damn man, he's fast.
That's what I'm looking to see, that raw sort of pace back in our team as well. When Ronaldo first came in, he was a very, very raw, talented, unearthed diamond, if you like. Daniel James has come in. We've seen that pace he's got with the right kind of coaching, and also been given a bit of a stage and a platform now playing for United. It's going to mean so much for him, surely, to be playing for such a big football club.
Yeah, he hasn't stopped smiling since he signed. You can tell he's absolutely loving being at the club. He even went to Dubai to do his own fitness training, which just shows commitment to what he's all about. And I think today he's going to hopefully be his kind of coming out party.
Definitely, no. It'd be good to just see him out there getting his first few touches of the ball as a Manchester United player, and look, just being confident. And I'm sure Ollie will be, drilling that into him. Look, just go out there and express yourself. I think that's the key thing about players expressing themselves.
He's got the Ryan Giggs seal of approval. Giggsy said he's the fastest player he's ever seen.
And look,
that's some big praise.
Coming from Giggsy, and
he's worked with Bale and all them.
Played with Ronaldo.
If he's saying James is the fastest. Look, you can have pace, but you've got to be good on the ball.
Of course.
What we saw with James at Swansea, he's good on the ball. He tracks back. Yeah. And that game against City, I think it was in the FA Cup, he tore him to pieces.
Yeah, no, it'd be interesting to see for sure. But look, guys, we're just waiting for the teams to come out here. Looks like an absolutely amazing stadium. Nice, it looks fantastic. I saw some of the pictures that House and Mcguire have been putting up as well of the stadium and being there, but it looks fantastic, and it looks like there are a lot of Reds travelling there from all over. I say fans in Australia, but even some of the fans there have had to take a 5-hour inland flight from Sydney and other places to get to Perth to watch this. But look, looking at these sort of images, you see the fans and the stadium absolutely packed out with fans.
It shows
over in
how
Australia.
Big United really is. Like, even after we were going through a massive transitional period of not reaching the best kind of the trophies we should be winning. Yeah. You see that now, and you see packed out stadiums, and you'd probably go and look at City and Spurs' pre-seasons and Arsenal pre-seasons. It's not going to be packed out like that.
Not like this. And we're just seeing images Ole Gunnar Solskjaer there with the team, and getting his sort of last minute thoughts, if you like. But one thing Ole kind of did say in his pre-match kind of interview was that, look, it's just a chance, today's game, of seeing players going and getting some minutes. They did ask him about Romelu Lukaku, Eric Bailly, and a couple of the other players who have been left out of the squad today. We do know a couple of them are just carrying a few little knocks, so he said, look, it's not worth obviously risking them, so they'll be saved for the next game in the week as well. But look, how do you think he'll be feeling in terms of getting back out there and putting things right, obviously from how we finished last season, and looking forward to the season ahead?
Yeah, I mean, like you could tell by Ollie's kind of final interviews last season after those games, he wasn't a happy man, and he was making bold statements about players not returning and last time players are going to play. We haven't actually seen any players leave, so that's one thing.
What do you think about that? Because obviously he was very, very open and bold about,
and he was bold about a statement about having all the players before pre-season.
Yeah,
none of those two statements haven't happened, so I'm not sure if there's anything behind the scenes with Ed that maybe some disagreements in terms of players that they want in. But he's going to want to kick off pre-season on a positive start and be fully prepared and confident going into the Chelsea game on August 11th.
Obviously, we've got the opening game at home. It'll be Frank Lampard versus Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. How do you see that game going? Obviously, it's going to be a big game. It's going to be important to get off to a flyer. Second game, we travel to Wolves, which is always a tricky fixture. But how important is it that we get off to a good and a winning start against Chelsea?
It's obviously very dependent on signings coming in. Yeah. But like I said, I think Chelsea might struggle this season. It's at Old Trafford. Fans will be up for it. A couple new signings, hopefully, as well. I can see us overturning Chelsea.
Also, there was a lot of talk from sort of February, March time last season about a director of football coming in. Still have no director of football in place.
Yeah, that's the most important signing.
Most important signing. Full-Time Devils have equalled United signings by getting us two on. Two signings for Full-Time Devils. But look, a lot of people are saying that role's not all that it's made out to be. It has been offered to a couple of people. They haven't taken it for whatever reason. People have then also come out and said, is it because of United, just want someone there to take the flack off Ed Woodward a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that will get resolved during the season. I don't see it happening before the transfer window. Just go back into the game here.
Yeah, let's jump
we're walking out. We've got the new kit on, the gold kit. What do you think of the kit, Peaky?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. It reminds me a bit. Remember when we had that reversible kit, that white and gold one? I'm not.
This one's like, if you look up front, it's got like snakeskin design.
Yeah, it's got like a bit of a pattern on it. But look, we are seeing the team being led out by the man himself, Ashley Young,
the club captain.
The club captain walking out again, full house, coming out at the stadium here, Optus Stadium. Just want to get them kicked off really, and just see how they set up as well. It looks like it's going to be 4 at the back, 3 sort of in midfield, with 2 men high and wide, and 1 through the middle. But incredible stadium, putting on a bit of a show here.
Pyrotech, it looks like it's a World Cup game.
Yeah,
that's what happens with Man United.
Champions League final.
Yeah, players are lined up here.
Here's James in his new kit.
The top. Lingard,
Martial.
James is he's quite small, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Smaller than Lingard. Didn't know he's that short.
I thought he was one of the mascots.
What do you think about Romero starting? Is that? Do you think there's anything to do with De Gea's contract?
No, I think maybe just mixing it up.
Give him some minutes.
But it'll be interesting to see. Look, people are saying about David De Gea. Is his time, at United done? Is he ready to kind of be moved on? After look, by the way, we can't deny the fact he has been a very, very good player for the football club. But have we got an ideal replacement in Romero, or will we still need to go and sign a goalkeeper?
I think Romero is a great number 2 for any club in the world, but putting him as your number 1, I'm not totally keen on.
Not too convinced.
Yeah, we need to go out and either buy or take a risk and put some kind of hope into Dean Henderson.
Okay. No, well, we saw Henderson feature obviously for the under-21s, at the Euros as well. She's got a bit of a show on here with some Aborigine show here. It's traditional. Looks a bit scary. Looks a bit like the Hacker, or I'm not quite sure. Looks like
giving United a firm welcome.
They're shaking in their boots. But guys, listen, if you've just joined us, thanks for tuning in the first watch-along. There are going to be other watch-alongs coming up of the pre-season tour as well. We know from the preview I did yesterday with Full-Time Devils, that United family, they're going to be taking up one of the games as well. I think it's a great opportunity for you fans to kind of stay interacting with us as well. Ask us anything you like as well about the football club, and also get your opinions across as a platform for all you fans as well. So come and jump in the comment section with anything you've got, and we will be referring from the comment section from time to time throughout the game as well. Quite a performance they're putting on here, Pav.
Yeah, they're going for it. I've not really seen anything like this before, but hopefully good opening start, pacey start, get at them.
Yeah, definitely. I expect United to have a lot of the ball as well today. I expect them to dictate a lot of the play as well. Here's one before we kick off then. What minute is the first goal going to be scored in? Pav, what do you reckon?
I'm going to go for the 11th minute.
11th minute. I'm going to go for a nice, bright, early start. I'm going to go for 8 minutes in. United are going to be 1 up. So let's see how that goes. But it looks like the welcoming show is kind of ending. There's a lot of strobe lighting going on. The players showing their appreciation to the welcome show. How do you see
Dalot getting on this game?
You know what? I think he's going to be given a lot of game time throughout this upcoming season as a whole anyway.
He'll get a lot of minutes.
Yeah, I think we saw some nice or good glimpses and performances from him last season. Another player we've not really touched on too much is Tuan Zabi. Do you think he's going to be given a realistic opportunity to maybe make that centre-back position his own?
I think it might be one of those situations where once he's in the team and he's put a bit of authority down, it might be hard to take him out.
The thing is, we've got Smalling, Jones. There's Lindelof. Rojo can play centre-back as well. Eric Bailly. Tuan Zabi. We've got 6 players there who can all potentially play centre-back. And out of all 6 of them, Victor Lindelof really is the only one that you would put on that team sheet. Eric Bailly, I think, when fit, can be a good centre-back. A little bit rash at times. Kind of loses his head a little bit with some just rash decisions, it seems. But when fit, I wouldn't even mind seeing him playing. Marcus Rojo, he's been at the club for a while now. He's obviously been hit with injuries and stuff. But I don't think we saw him obviously play left back a couple of games last season, filling towards the end of last season. But you're not.
No, I think he had a couple of good years. He's not really featured properly. He's maybe had like the odd one performance, but that back line, it just needs to just have a whole complete reform, I think.
And look, in the fullback positions, would you agree that we're quite solid in fullback positions now?
Right now, I'd take it. Obviously, Dalot can play left back as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think fullbacks is now resolved. It's just time to focus on other areas. We're approaching kickoff now.
Kickoff, they've just had their kind of pre-match photos. The teams have had that. The captains have just having their photos with the referees. They're just about to do the coin toss. So let's see how it goes. So it's Ashley Young captaining the side today. Has he won? We're sticking. It looks like United is sticking as we are. It's going to be Perth Glory to kick off. Last little bits before they kick off, then officials and captains all shaking hands and whatnot, swapping their kind of club pennants over and back into position. Looks like United players are very focused. Looks like they're all focused. A couple of the pre-match handshakes going on. Lingard seems to have a different one for each player. Jay Lings, as per. Ashley Young getting involved. But Daniel James, like you said, he he looks a lot smaller than I would have expected.
Yeah, I was quite surprised
obviously seen images of him online and stuff, but seeing him live, standing next to Matic anyway.
Tuanzebe looks like he's put a bit of muscle on, which is
Yeah,
good.
it looks like been working out. Surprisingly, we thought that about it. Looks like Rashford had been maybe working a bit as well on his physique.
He's got the muscles popping out, which is good.
And it's probably like how we saw. It was like one summer it seemed when Ronaldo went from being
skinny
very
and scrawny to
looking quite built out and stuff. Right, guys, so the players are just taking their positions. We've got some more strobe lighting just before kickoff.
Yeah,
quite cinematic, dramatic as well.
No expense spared on the wonder what the half-time show is going to be like. Are underway.
Perth Glory kicked off, and they've worked the ball straight back to their goalkeeper. And United, it looks like immediately going in for a high press.
Closing down. We've got Perth playing in their purple kit, United in the gold kit.
United are kicking from right to left.
Purple and red don't clash, do they?
Yeah, I thought the United would have been in a red
the marketing. Get a bit of marketing on the new kit.
Nice marketing ploy. The pitch, by the way, looks to be in a bit of tatters. A kind of a square patch right, kind of in the centre circle, and then another square out of that. But United on the attack here. James getting on the ball for the first time.
Good stuff. Good to see.
Yeah, crosses blocked, and it's gone out for a Manchester United throw-in, which James is going to leave for Luke Shaw. A good start from United as expected. They've pressed high. They've gone and won the ball back very, very early, and I expect us to do that a lot through the game and push Perth Glory back. Nice early touches on the ball for Daniel James. Matic with a great ball into James. James with a great ball.
That was a dangerous ball
across the 6-yard box. And coming in was Dallo at the other side, and he's hit the ball out.
Have we got Ashley Young at left back then and Dallo at right back, I'm guessing?
It looks like they've kind of switched.
Because normally we'd see Young at right back, but it looks like it's Young on the left this time around.
It's settled down now. Yeah, so Ashley Young has come out and he's playing over at left back. Dallo right back. Two centre backs. They were Tuanzebe and Phil Jones. Matic obviously holding in the middle of the park, playing that deeper role of the three of Pereira, and he's on the ball out here. It's out here with Ashley Young in the left back position, but
give it to James.
Yeah, Young, don't try too much. But
one thing I like about James is as soon as he gets the ball, his first kind of instinct is either first touch go forward or pass forward. That's his kind of first.
He's very, very positive.
You know what? Tuanzebe looks a lot bigger, man.
He does.
From when we used
to see him. He does. He does. And again, he's just broke up play there again. Got on the ball very early.
Possibly could prove some doubters wrong, and maybe United won't have that much pressure to get.
I think it's a good opportunity for him as an individual as well to to work his way into the team. Shot coming in from Pereira
straight to the keeper,
comfortable for the keeper. But yeah, as I was saying, it's a nice opportunity for Tuanzebe to get minutes under his belt.
Show the fans what he's all about as well. Because when he before the loan deal, when he went out, he didn't really get a chance to impact him on the team. Whereas now he's proved his point, and now he's here to.
And he had a good season with Villa. He would have played in some big games in the Championship. Good ball from Pereira there, finding Martial, who's gotten the ball for the first time really today, and he finds James. United though, getting in some good positions, attacking.
Got that Matic
in the attacking
third.
Back to
Pereira. Dallo attacking.
Yeah, Dallo attacking.
Yeah. Nice pace into the box, cleared out by Perth. I would tell you the Perth players, but to be honest, I don't think anyone...
I think we might have to just call them by their numbers, to be honest with you.
Today, I think.
And it's the first free kick of the game, and it has been drawn and won by Daniel James, who has got off to a very, very good start. He's gotten the ball probably the most as a United player, and that would do a lot for his confidence, won't it, coming into United.
Just won us a foul there, so his pace is already showing trickery to the opposition.
And I think that's one thing, I think we can expect from him in the season, that he will win a lot of kind of free kicks in kind of, attacking areas with his trickery and his pace. Ashley Young looks to be...
lining up for a free kick here.
We're about...
Do you think he's going to have a shot, or is he going to whip that in?
It's not a bad kind of range to have a go. From here, I'd probably whip it in towards that back post area. He's clever ball into James.
Ooh.
Block. Good. Tried something different.
Good initiative to, be switched on for that.
Definitely.
For that set play. That's probably something they've been working on the training grounds.
Yeah. It's gone out for a corner to United.
With a player with that much pace, it does allow you to do things you couldn't normally do on a situation like that with a set piece.
Definitely. And now they've done that once, automatically he's going to put, that kind of ask that question of Perth.
Got Pereira taking the
for the rest of the game
as
well.
Is that a sign of what could be happening next season? Poor
maybe
corner.
not. He slipped over. He didn't beat the first man. Slipped.
Perth on the counter attack here. Probably be dispossessed. Yep, dispossessed by Lingard. But referees called it a foul.
Foul given. But United have started the game as you would have imagined. They've seen a lot of the ball. It's majority of it has all been in Perth Glory's half in the opening 5 minutes. But it looks like we've got a good kind of formation when we're attacking. And again, it gives us a good opportunity to try and get that press on against a team like Perth, who aren't gonna, or you don't expect them to cause us too many threats. So it gives us an opportunity to go and work on that side of the game. The midfielders are getting on the ball, and here's Pereira getting it out to Dallo, who's taken up some nice positions. Tahith Chong having, I think, probably his first touch of the game, and he'll be obviously keen to work himself into the game as well and get on the ball.
Looks like Dallo's pretty much playing wing.
Yeah, he is.
I think that might be one of the tactics of where he's literally just going to be playing middle of the park, and when the defensive duties come up, he's going to have to drop back, whereas Matic might fill in for him. And
interestingly enough, I think that's what Man City do quite well with Kyle Walker when he gets involved with the middle in the middle of the park.
Alexander-Arnold as well.
It creates a bit of an overload for the opposition in a key area of the pitch. So I think if we can look to do that and have our sort of fullbacks, especially it looks like Dallo's been asked to go and do that to create them overloads for sure. But look, United are clearly getting a very, very high press on every time, and they've just nicked it back again in the final third.
Is he gonna have a go?
On the edge of the box here, he's worked it out wide now to Dallo, and he's come back into Pereira. Martial dropping off. But some good touches on the ball so far for
quick,
Martial.
Yeah, then I think Ollie's told him, look, don't stay too long onto the ball and just get it released. Got Daniel James on the left here. Is he going to whip it in? Back to Young.
Matic joining in now, trying to find Tahith Chong, overhit the pass. But one thing I like about United, and this is what happened last season, and I mentioned it, that when we played Wolves away in the FA Cup game, Wolves would set up with 5 at the back, and we struggled to break them down because it was very slow and it was very kind of laboured. But it looks like today we're pressing high. Yeah. When we're getting the ball in key areas, we're moving the ball. It looks to be moving it quite quickly.
A lot quicker, but whether we keep up that pace is
of course. And look, it is Perth Glory. Let's not get carried away. But I think, look, interestingly enough, that high press that we saw when Ollie first came in as manager in his temporary role looks to be back in. He's obviously said to them, go and get a high press on. When we're getting the ball here, we're in our own defensive third on the ball, but we're making the pitch very big. Trying to draw Perth Glory out.
Nearly dispossessed there, just about got out of it. Got Super Phil Jones to his super left back.
First opportunity, Daniel James opening his legs.
Up the ball. Is he gonna have a go now?
He's got it out wide, and he's come back.
He's playing very confidently. First 7 minutes.
It's like he's been at the club for a few seasons. You wouldn't think he's stepped up from Swansea and this is his first game.
Done well here. That is Dallo, right?
Yeah, Dallo. Having
unlucky,
a shot.
Yeah.
Worth a go.
Took the ball in from the wide and then worked a couple of players, hit it with his left, but went over the bar.
Looks like a good start. Images here of Dallo back on the ball again. He's got a little trick or two. He likes a little step over, doesn't he? And he's
looking sharp. He's looking sharp for his first game.
And attacking wise, he's not scared to kind of have a go either, is he? We saw it against PSG, which won us the penalty.
A hell of a cross on him as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. United back in possession. It'll be interesting to see what the possession stats are for the opening 8 minutes that we've had here. It has been all United as expected, but which is good. Look, the more we get on the ball, the more we kind of work our opposition around. It'll build the confidence up of these players. Passing it around at the back here. Romero putting it out for a throw-in. Maybe overplaying a little bit there. We can't let any kind of complacency creep in, even though it is a friendly but we want to do things properly.
Chong's won it back here. Good play. It took a little too long on the pass.
He's looked after it though, and we've kind of recycled and we're starting again. And he's played a 1-2 with Young, and the ball's back in United's just in our own half. Looking to get a lot of bodies forward as well, aren't we? Like at the back here, we're kind of releasing players to go and join in and set up their attacking sort of shape.
Let us know if you're watching as well at home. Let us know what you're thinking of the first kind of 10 minutes here. What players are kind of highlighted to you, looking sharp? Obviously, I think Daniel James so far looks fantastic.
He's looked really good.
Martial driving here, loses the ball. Back to Daniel James.
Back on the ball.
What he can do with it.
And the ball cross coming from Ashley Young. Pereira looking to get on the end of it, and is cleared away by Perth Glory. And Tuanzebe stepping right out and putting a bit of pressure and conceding a free kick midway into the Perth Glory half. They take it quickly, and James, look at the pressure he's applying straight away, pressing on. I can't imagine Perth Glory are going to commit too many kind of men, forward when they're attacking.
Yeah, I think most of their threats are either going to be a long ball or a set piece, most likely.
Or United maybe overplaying and getting a bit complacent. So my prediction's out the window. I predicted the first goal to be scored at 8 minutes. 10 minutes into the game is still 0-0. Give us your thoughts if you're watching along to this, or the opening 10 minutes. If you are watching this at home, let us know your thoughts. But United have started well, as expected. Evidently got a very, very high press on and looking to go and win the ball back. It'll be interesting to see if they maintain that as the game goes on.
Got a couple of comments here asking how Dallo and Chong are doing. Dallo obviously playing very high up, showing some sharp skills on the wing there to drive into the Perth defence.
Definitely. Chongi, I think, has worked his way into the game over the last sort of 5 minutes or so. A bit of a quiet start. I don't think he touched the ball till 5 minutes in, but he's joining in now. He's getting on the ball. He's looking good as well. Won it back as well, in a couple of key areas. Give us your questions as well, guys, on any other players. Ask us how they're performing.
Get some strong comments coming in. People saying James looking confident. James, playing well here. So let's hope he can keep it up and hopefully bag a goal or assist.
I was just going to say, is it quite important for him on this tour to maybe get a couple of goals? To get his confidence up?
I don't think it's kind of paramount, but if he can get a goal, get an assist, nice. It's always good. Ups the confidence. But I think come second half, it's probably going to be a whole new starting 11. So he's probably looking at it like, I've got 45 minutes to just run my arse off. Let me do it.
Let me just get the minutes under the belt, and that's what I'm sure they're all going to be keen on doing. Interestingly, it'll be interesting to see how many changes Perth Glory are going to make. It's before the game we did here. They've got a few 15-year-olds on the bench. It'll be a fantastic opportunity for them, and one they would never forget, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
I'm expecting United to change pretty much the whole starting 11 at half time, just to give everyone minutes. We know that Romelu Lukaku has been left out of the squad today. Does that mean his exit from United is drawing closer and closer? But United on the ball here, working it really well, fully dictating and setting the tempo of this game, and everyone getting plenty of touches on the ball, moving it from left to right.
Yeah, usually sometimes opening games it's usually fed down one channel, whereas we're spreading it about a bit.
We
look
to be. Jones stepping out from centre back with the ball there and giving it away. Surprise, surprise.
Don't know what he's doing.
Surprise,
in that shirt,
surprise. Perth Glory coming into the United half on the attack for one of the first times today. But look, they look like they're trying to keep the ball now, try and have a bit of the ball themselves. A bit of a long ball, wastefully given away, and it's back with United. Romero playing it back out to Tuanzebe. And United are really making the pitch as big as they can when they're getting on the ball, especially in our own half. The fullbacks are pushing up quite high and wide, with the centre-backs splitting and asking the question of the forwards of Perth Glory if they're going to go and close it down or not. And I think United are just looking very, very comfortable as expected. And we've got Martial on the attack now.
Driving pretty fast onto James.
Great ball into James.
For it. He has.
Cuts it back.
Unlucky. He cut it back for Chong. Didn't quite meet him. Keeper got to it first. But James put the burners on to get to that.
Again, he's looked brilliant. He doesn't look like he's a new signing at all, does he? He looks at home.
He looks like he's the most experienced one out
He looks at home, in a United shirt. Look, let's not get carried away. It is Perth Glory. He's going to have a lot tougher test. But for his first game at the football club, very, very good start from him for sure. The ball's just with Perth Glory in their own half. They're just trying to regroup, maybe keep the ball for a little bit and catch their breath a bit, because they've been doing a lot of chasing shadows in these opening 13 minutes.
Got a comment here saying, if James plays fast down the left, where does Martial play? Obviously, Martial right now is playing down the middle. Yeah. And I think that is going to be his position that Ollie wants to implement.
That Ollie wants to play him in. And look, we know we're going to have a lot of games in the upcoming season with the competitions that we're going to be competing in. So we could see a lot of rotation with potentially Martial and Rashford of who's going to play through the middle. Whichever one's not, would they be rotated with James out on the left?
There's definitely options in that kind of wing and up top.
And I think Ollie will be keen to putting in a front three who he's quite happy to have interchanging throughout a game as well. We used to see it a lot when, say, Giggs and Ronaldo were in the team. We would see them, and Rooney and Ronaldo would just go and swap positions quite frequently, quite often. It kind of asked the question of the opposition as well.
Opposition as well.
Yeah, definitely.
They don't expect sometimes those sort of changes. We're on the counter here now. Chong driving forward. Took a couple too many touches there. Dispossessed. Overran it a little bit. but won it back with Pereira. See what we can do here.
In with Lingard.
Pereira now. Can he find the pass? Ran into a crowd there.
Crowded out. But United, look, they're winning the ball back very, very quickly every time they're giving it away.
Perth a chance to get any sort of like attacks going, which is good.
They're looking sharp. The boys are looking sharp. I'm not sure if Pereira's got the right boots on. He slipped a few times.
Yeah,
it
slipped on the corner, slipped up there.
Yeah, slipped just there. I don't know if the pitch, like I said earlier on, the pitch doesn't look in the best condition. It looks like, I'm not sure what they've had on it.
For another sport, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to work out. Is it? I don't think it's baseball. It might be
Australian rules.
It looks something like that. Yeah. But the pitch isn't in the greatest condition.
It's very evident that we're on a high press, just as we are now.
Definitely. And we talked about
it's being played on.
He's playing it on.
Matic has got it.
Perth Glory gaffer is out in his technical area, screwing down at the ref for a foul. But look, United have got the ball and they're playing on. But look, we spoke, and I've spoke a lot about it during the close season about what is going to be our style of play. We have to see that during pre-season because we kind of lost our way a little bit.
Kind of got one hint so far. It's going to be a lot of pressing.
Looks like it's going to be a high press.
One thing that we found that with teams that do a big press is that halfway through the season, fatigue kicks in. We saw it with Liverpool. We saw it bits with City early on with Pep. So it could be a kind of situation where first half of the season we're pressing hard, but then it's going to catch up with us.
What I also saw Ollie do in the home games, we went and had a high press, and I think that worked for us because it automatically put teams on the back foot at Old Trafford. And I think we lost that whole kind of fortress of Old Trafford, since Sir Alex Ferguson's time.
Yeah.
We lost that. So we had teams come in and we were dropping off. Whereas now I think we'll press high at home, but away from home, I think we'll be prepared to drop off, be nice and compact, and go and hit teams on the counter attack, like we saw away
Similar
at Spurs.
To what Fergie used to do. He used to play the 4-5-1 a lot.
100%, and go and counter attack. But look, United have had possession, not really doing a lot with it at the moment.
No real shots on target. I think so far.
No, but they're working it quite well, moving the ball from left to right and right to left.
Got a comment from Trax, the guy who's from Australia. He said it's an Australian rules football pitch.
So okay. So confirmed it is an Australian rules
wear and tear there
pitch. But yeah, as we were just saying, United are working the ball well.
Got shots of the bench here. The players, we've got Garner, we've got Greenwood. Excited to see Greenwood feature this game.
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll see him maybe a straight swap for Tahith Chong second half. Maybe Rashford for Martial as well. I expect him to be coming on and playing through the middle. It'll be interesting if
Tanzabi dispossessing quite up the pitch here.
And again, United just swarming around whichever Perth Glory player is on the ball.
They've been told, man, if you're within 10 yards of that ball, run to it.
Yeah. And again, like I imagine at Old Trafford every game we will be, pressing very, very high. And it's the games away from
passing
home.
Here, Chong's attacking the back four.
Here's James on the ball. Unlucky trying to
work
it out to Young.
Yeah, but he's won it back. Let's see,
God, wow.
Fucking hell, mate. Pre-season, calm down.
Fucking hit there.
James,
Take one in the ribs. Take one in the ribs.
James just nicked the ball away. Number 88 just comes in flying, lifts James off the ground.
Here's a replay of it. Yeah, he nicks the first one away, nicks it away again, and straight through.
He rode the challenge, though. He knew what he was doing. Well. But the pace on that guy, man. I know I've said it like 4 or 5 times. Everyone watching is probably thinking you keep saying it, but this guy's lightning, man.
He's looking lively. He's looking like he's enjoying his opening 20 minutes as a Manchester United player for sure.
So we've got Ashley Young on the set piece. It's about
35 yards. I'd say 35 yards out. Yeah. Looks like he's lining up for a shot.
I think it could possibly see a little set piece again.
Yeah,
maybe.
It could be.
A little chip over the top to somebody.
Something a little bit different. Referee's just setting the wall. 18 minutes in here. Still 0-0 United and Perth Glory. United dominating possession in these opening 20 minutes. Ashley Young stands over it. Referee gives his signal that it can be taken. And let's see, Young just taking his time with this one. It's in Beckham territory.
If only, mate.
He could probably still do a job.
Go.
Young. Oh!
Tell you what, mate.
So
you sit the side net in. Keeper had no chance. That was close.
35 yards out. He's whipped it around the outside of the wall and it's brushed the side net. And so from the view where the camera was, it looked like it rippled the back of the net. But what it has is it obviously clipped the net on the way round.
Usually stay calm on pre-season games. But if that went in, I would have been cheering.
That would have been a hit.
Good strike.
Yeah,
good
definitely.
There, Youngie.
Right, sub him off. He's done all right. Twanzebe really winning the ball very well from the goal kick. Chong giving the ball away. for the second or third time today. But we've won it back.
Refs letting a lot of stuff fly today. We made a few Premier League style challenges you wouldn't get away with abroad. He's given it.
A few of them from behind as well.
Got Daniel James cutting in the middle here to Pereira.
Working it back again. They're just playing very, very compact. When United are attacking, the Perth Glory players are just parking the bus almost, on the edge of their box. And United at the moment...
Martial loses the ball there. One back quickly by Lingard. Good thinking there. Martial on the attack. Back to Lingard. Is he going to lay it off?
Lingard's working it back. And these are the kind of positions I think we struggled in last season when teams...
Knowing what to do in that final third,
we just simply could not break them down. And it was both games against Wolves at Molineux in the FA Cup in the league where that really kind of showed that tactically Ollie needed to ramp it up a little bit or be able to offer something different. And we're seeing it a lot in these opening 20 minutes. United have a lot of the ball. We're working it well, which is all good and well. But when we get in that final third, they're just parking the bus 2 banks of 4 or a 5 and a 4, and they're just finding it very, very hard to break them down. So I think it is going to be a matter of just keep on working the ball.
Yeah, opportunity will come. We'll get
wear them down.
More chances. Ooh.
Interesting. That was a nice ball over the top
to Pereira, but defender gets it. Pereira hit it over.
I think, goal kick. Yeah, I think he just caught it a bit wrong. Obviously, we're seeing the new rules as well come into play. I was just thinking, what's going on here? Because Perth Glory had a goal kick, and the goalkeeper gave it to the player inside the 18-yard box.
One of the big changes.
One of the big changes. So from goal kicks this season, a goalkeeper can play to one of his players without the ball having to leave the 18-yard box.
Daniel James, big up there.
He's taken another hit.
Yeah, he went toe-to-toe to win the ball back, showed his strength, won the ball back, but...
He's been kicked out just so he can receive a little bit of treatment.
He's just a knock.
It looks like he maybe just got studs on the top of his
done
foot.
Well there, man.
Yeah, he did.
Look, he
hustling again.
It shows strength as well, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good
done well. Look, he was battling back. He's a pre-season friendly. People often say even in friendlies you don't kind of go full throttle, but he looks to be getting stuck in and putting himself around.
Fans will see that and they'll think, you know what, like this is what you want from the player.
Yeah, got shots coming in here
Romelu
of
Lukaku.
He's smiling away,
giving a little wave
he's
there
on the big screen, and he's giving.
He just agreed his deal. He's all
happy. It looks like that.
Don't know why he's so happy for. But yeah. Let us know what you think about the whole Lukaku situation as well. Should it just be resolved by now?
Is it dragging it on? Should United even be considering this option of a £9 million upfront payment with 2 instalments of 27 odd million?
Mate. They played hardball over Perisic, so we've got to play hardball back. Mate.
Definitely. We could do with the cash as well, so Ollie can go and spend it, Ball back with United, then Ashley Young playing a crossfield ball to Dello. United, again, just on the ball, wave after wave, coming forward of attack, but can't seem to get past the 18-yard box. Again, Young losing his footing. Again, the pitch does not look to be in the best of states. A lot of players kind of slipping around and whatnot. Would that bother Ollie too much, or is it just about still just getting minutes under the belt? And
yeah, it's more about minutes under the belt. As long as it doesn't cause any injuries, it's not really a big issue.
Not too worried about that. Perth Glory looking to work their way out of their own half. To Heath Chong with a bit of a high press. Long ball pumped forward. Jones comfortably heading it back to Romero, who's rolling it out here to Ashley Young, who, to be fair, has had a lot of the ball today.
Yeah, he's linking up with James a lot, linking up with Lingard, being that anchor point between defence and midfield. Opening
23 minutes then, United have seen a lot of the ball. Still 0-0 here as United open up their pre-season tour against Perth Glory. Last season we saw the club travel to America for their pre-season tour. Jose wasn't too happy with the amount of travelling that we had to do. Ollie, do you think he will be bothered about it? He was used to it as a player when United used to do their tours of the Far East and whatever else.
I mean, travelling in luxury, I think they'll be fine.
They'll be fine, won't they? And
as long as they're back in Manchester to get back acclimatised before the season begins. They're going to be in Cardiff for the AC Milan game.
We will be there as well, guys, and that will be a vlog that we will be bringing to you with Full-Time Devils as well. So check that out. Also in the new season, myself, Peaky Pundit and Pav are going to be producing our matchday vlogs each and every game for Full-Time Devils. So they will be being uploaded as well. So be sure to look out for them on the match days. Can't wait for the new season to start.
Yeah, it's that first game, Chelsea, man. It's going to be a buzz.
Counting down to that one. And look, there's going to be some ups and downs, peaks and troughs, throughout the season. I'm sure we won't be failed to be surprised by things that are going to, go on. But how confident are you guys who are tuned in for the new season? How much are you looking forward to it being kicked off? Where do you predict us finishing next season as well? So jump into the comment section throughout this game, guys, because we are going to be coming back and forward to it. 25 minutes into the game, United 0, Perth Glory 0. United absolutely dominating possession as anticipated.
To find that killer instinct and get a bit more creative. We're getting to the final third, but it's just that little extra push.
We just need something, in that attacking third, just some clever play. And I think we struggled to find that last season.
Young driving forward here,
giving the ball away.
Loses the ball.
Pereira winning it back.
Yeah, the press is evident.
Press is James winning it back.
Damn, man.
Flying.
The pace on this guy.
God,
unbelievable.
Nicked it away from the defender and popped it one way and went the other.
Normally, because he nicked it and the ball went rolling a bit, normally no player would really get to that. He just sprinted
carried on going.
To it.
He's certainly is quick off the mark.
Whoever spotted kind of scouted him in.
Yeah. And I think, the fact that Ryan Giggs obviously gave his seal of approval, if you like, because he played left wing for Manchester United. Absolute legend of the football club.
So if there's anybody you want a seal of approval from, it's from Ryan Giggs.
He is from Giggsy, of course. And
Pereira on the edge of the box. What's he going to do with it? Lingard to James now.
This is where United can't afford to slow it down. James with a bit of a poor ball into the box. Back with Martial, who tries on the half term.
Ooh, unlucky. Took a hit. Deflected. Goal kick.
Goal kick. Gone for a goal kick.
It
looked like a deflection. Yeah, it did. Referee's given a goal kick. But that's what I mean. Look, Martial's picked the ball up there. He's found half a yard and he's got a shot off. When we get into that attacking third, I think that's what we need to do a lot more. We need to get shots off because the more we kind of hang on to the ball, the more we allow the opposition to get set and find it harder to break them down.
Anyone who's watching, let us know who you've kind of been impressed with so far. I mean, if I was to say the top 2 players impressed so far, I'd probably say obviously Daniel James and I'm going to have to say Ashley Young.
As much as it hates me to say it.
He's been good, man.
He's
been good.
Left-hand side, he has linked up very, very well, with Daniel James. And we're seeing a lot of the ball down United's left-hand side. Players pressing James, nicking it back yet again.
He's shown he can attack, but he can also
defend,
win the ball back as well.
And he just drew another free kick, player climbing all over him. I think he's going to be one of them niggling, annoying players for
if you're a defender against him, you're going to be like, he's 1 minute he's coming at me, attacking wise. The next minute, whenever I've got the ball, he's coming to win it back off.
Yeah. And he's breaking play up as well. Like you said, you mentioned his defensive duties. He's not just looking to get on the ball attacking wise. Look, here he is again hunting the ball down. Unlucky there. He did get a foot in, but their first real attack coming and nicked by Phil Jones.
Jones playing around at the back
here.
Pretty calm by Tuanzebe as well.
Comfortable. And United
Ashley Young
on the edge of our box here, down towards a corner flag now.
Nicely out.
Matic, nice.
That was class, to be fair. Nice little flick.
And this is where we're going to see United breaking.
Yeah, we're on the counter now. We've got Martial going up against the defender. Left-hand side, 1-on-1. What's he going to do?
No one really in the box now. Players joining in now.
Daniel James.
James into Chong.
Got a corner here now.
United got a corner.
Pereira going to go back in for it to take it.
Yeah, I think it looks like it is going to be Pereira coming on. But look, United had the ball on the edge of their box, broke very, very well. Broke quickly. And I think that's where we're going to see on the counter-attacks United next season when we are sitting off teams, counter-attacking well. Short corner this time with Lingard and Pereira. James with the ball just left of the penalty area. We're about 20 yards from goal. Working it all the way back to Tuanzebe back on the halfway line. Sorry, Ashley Young back on the halfway line.
A lot of comments here saying Tuanzebe looks good. Daniel James looking good.
Yep. And here's Lingard shooting opportunity. Good
unlucky.
Save. Great save.
Is it safe?
Yeah, good save. Hit it from about 20 yards out. Looked to be dipping.
Save,
Fingertip save. United with another corner.
Yeah, so Pereira nicks it. Lingard picks up the pieces.
20 yards.
Oh, that's a very good save by the keeper there.
Save. Corner, Pereira's
obviously been given the set piece duties, and he's taken on the left and the right.
He's given the one-hand signal, which was finding Tuanzebe. Won the header. Nothing really in it then. It's gone out for a goal kick for Perth Glory. We are half an hour into the game. The opening half an hour has seen United absolutely dominating possession. but not really doing a lot with it.
Chances, we have the Ashley Young corner.
Yeah.
Had James put in a few nice balls, no one getting on the end of them.
Yeah.
And we also had Martial's shot.
Martial's shot.
Netting as well. But nothing that you'd look at and say it should be 1-0.
Yeah. No like one-on-one chances or clear-cut chances, should we say. It's a throw into Perth Glory.
Comment coming here from Jacob Tyner. He said James is going to get fouled a lot like Zaha, I reckon. Also like Hazard as well. Could that be a factor? He might possibly be injured a lot due to that kind of pace.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think you know what it is. He'll have to be clever.
Same thing happened with Ronaldo as well. But
targeted, wasn't he?
Yeah, but players like that, they kind of know how to ride the foul.
Yeah,
so you kind of avoid
and I think
the
it comes expected as well. I think
he knows something's going to come, so he's going to have to.
And I know they're playing in the Premier League now, but I'm sure throughout his kind of career, he would have been a player that was targeted to be chopped down because of his trickery and his pace.
To chop him down, you got to get to him.
That's the only thing.
Right now, not many are getting to him.
The ball is back in the United half.
It's interesting to see that they're quite comfortable to play around at the back.
Yeah, which they're almost playing, on the edge of their box, and Romero looks comfortable with the ball at his feet, but they're really looking to draw Perth Glory right out to create that space, in the middle of the park and in behind.
We're getting a bit of flack on the comments from our predictions. We've got one saying, a bit optimistic with the predictions, lads. 6-0 prediction looking shaky.
Second half, we're wearing them down. We're coming in second half. I think Jay's one was looking most realistic. I think yesterday on the prediction, Jay he said 2-1 United. 2-1 United. But yeah, 6-0. Let's see what happens.
I have to change the graphic quickly.
yeah. Who said 6? Just a stop and play here. One of the Perth Glory players has taken a bit of a knock. I think he's just catching a breather, to be honest.
Daniel James is terrorising him.
He's absolutely blowing, following James around for the opening half an hour. 15 minutes to go till kickoff, still 0-0 in the opening pre-season game of this tour in Australia. The first leg of the tour, should we say. We know United are going to be moving on and around to different countries as well. Perth Glory trying to work the ball out of their half. And again, United nicking it back quite comfortably and back in possession with Tuanzebe, who's looked very, very comfortable and assured, it seems.
Assured.
Yep.
Obviously, like you said, we're pretty much in possession here. So you're going to see the test of a defender when it's at you. But he's looking good, and I've been looking forward to seeing his progression throughout the pre-season.
And look, have we found our replacement? Is he going to potentially be able to fill that gap?
No, we still need, regardless,
still need a centre back.
We need a centre back, possibly even maybe Kickoff partner the centre back.
Yeah.
But if we've got Lindelof to Tuanzebe, both playing well, that could be two players to duke it out for that position.
For that, perfect. Look, Phil Jones coming up against the Perth Glory centre forward, winning it back comfortably. Romero looking to play out from the back, but had to then make the decision to go long. As for the first time, really, Perth Glory were able to kind of get out their half and put a bit of pressure on United in our defensive third. Lingard getting in and amongst it with a high press now as we're looking to nick the ball back in the Perth Glory half, and they're looking to try and play out from the back as well. So credit to them. They've not stopped trying to do what they've probably set out to do and play out from the back and try and get on the ball. The quality look, of course, is not as great, as what United are going to come up against in the Premier League or in the season. And it's a throw into United. Martial looked to be fouled, but the ref again has let it go. And Perth Glory give the ball straight back to United.
Playing across the back here now. Got about 15 minutes till the half-time whistle. But I'd like to see a goal. Need a goal really before half-time. I would have, like you said, liked to have seen one. Thought we would have been 2s at 3s by now. But like we mentioned, we haven't really had any kind of clear-cut opportunities, have we? And the ref letting it go again. And the Perth Glory... Oh, that's naughty. That's very naughty. Perth Glory skipper has just come and... it's getting a bit hyped up for a pre-season
I think
game.
He felt he should have had a free kick, and we're just seeing a replay here.
No need for that, is there?
And he's just gone and absolutely smashed Tahith Chong, to his credit, who's got straight back up. But the Perth Glory centre-back and skipper, I think he felt he should have had a foul. It wasn't given, and he's literally just got up and gone and absolutely smashed into Tahith Chong, purely out of frustration. But the ref does seem to be letting quite a bit go.
Yeah, he's letting United play.
So United back in possession. Again, it's with Tuanzebe back at the halfway line with 35 minutes, or coming up to 35 minutes into this game. 10 minutes to go to half-time, still 0-0. Are we expecting just to see 11 new players coming onto the pitch at half-time?
I think there might be maybe 1 or 2 stay on the pitch, but
I think James might be given an
so.
opportunity to stay.
I wouldn't be surprised if he maybe has a little experiment of James either on the right or James up top.
Up top as well, just changing him around.
So he's gone a bit quiet. Dallow's gone a bit quiet.
Yeah, he started very well.
Very brave and bright, but not really seen much of him since then.
Steve Chong looking to make runs off the ball for Martial as United on the edge of the Perth Glory box. Again, just being crowded out. Can't seem to break them down, can we?
I haven't got that final creative pass to really break the defence down.
And James now is actually on the ball over on the right wing.
He switched to the right.
He has switched over, yeah.
Dallow hit the left, or
we've got Young over here who's just pressing very high.
Keeper saved it. Who took the shot?
I think Matic with the shot. It looks like Tahith Chong's just gone and swapped with Daniel James. And Tahith Chong's now come and pairing up with Ashley Young down the left. And Dallow and James are now playing as a pair over on that right. And that's what I was talking about United players interchanging. I think Ollie will be quite comfortable to see players kind of interchanging throughout the game just to mix it up a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, change, like I said, it's all about experimentation this season, putting players in varied positions because you never know where they're going to excel most at.
Yeah, and it also gives them an opportunity to, left-sided players, left-footed players, if they're on the right, give them an opportunity to cut in and get shots off, vice versa, but also just offers something a bit different. So United with a free kick off from an offside ball on the halfway line with Ashley Young, who has got on the ball to his credit quite a lot for United, and he's played quite a half decent ball for Tahith Chong, who couldn't quite catch it.
For a goal.
Yeah,
he's for a throw-in
gone
instead.
out for a throw-in.
I had one comment in here earlier saying Chong doesn't look like he's kind of got the physique for the Premier League. What do you think about that?
I think he's very young. I think he's got a lot of quality about him. Ronaldo didn't look like he had the physique, to come into the Premier League. That'll come with age, that'll all come with age and experience. And also, it depends what kind of player he is. Does he need a big frame or a big physique for it?
Some players don't really need it.
No. United on the attack, Dallow driving forward with a shot, which blocked. And we've got James on the ball out here, looking to play a quick 1-2 with Dallow, which didn't quite come off. But look at James trying to win the ball back. He gave it away, but he's keen to go and win it back. And the ball's out. We see the United players warming up now. We've got
Pogba.
Pogba's warming up a little under 10 minutes until the half-time whistle. It looks like all of the players on the bench are out there warming up, so we are expecting a lot of changes at half-time to give the other players a run out and minutes under the belt. Tahith Chong driving for looks like a foul.
Oh,
a penalty.
No,
he waved it away.
Looked like he was some contact there.
Yeah, initially I thought he was going to pull it back for. It looked like he played advantage and he pulled it back for free kick. It'll be interesting to see that replay. It looked like he got chopped down there. Looked like
obviously if it was a Premier League,
we'd be screaming in VAR.
VAR, yeah.
Again, what are your thoughts on that, guys? Obviously, we've got VAR coming into play.
Big, man. It's going to be very big changes.
Some big changes in the Premier League rules as well. Some of them we've seen today about players not having to be outside the penalty area on goal kicks. Do you think that kind of invites needless pressure onto your team if you're receiving the ball inside the penalty area from a goal kick?
Yeah, it totally depends on the playing style. I think Pep and Klopp will see it a lot.
Yeah.
We'll see. Got one comment here saying Pogba warming up ? Warming up for Real Madrid for sure. A lot of people are asking how James is doing. Obviously, they might not be able to have access to watch the game, but look, guys, James is playing probably our best player on the pitch.
He looked like a bright spark,
without even looking at the stats, I can tell you now he's probably covered the most ground.
Yeah, on and off the ball as well. He's he's looked up for it. He's given the ball away a couple of times, but then he's straight back on it to try and win it back. Martial with some lovely touches there in a tight area. Again, we're just getting completely crowded out.
Yeah, it's like we're fast to get to the final third, but then we just totally slow down. They recompose and we can't break down.
And this is where United really, really struggled, I think, towards the back end of the last season when teams or, our opposition were just shutting us out with five at the back, crowded in the middle of the pitch. We just simply could not break them down. But with a bit more experience in the second half, we might be able to see players unlock that. Players like Rashford.
Oh, Young was coming in for a volley there from a ball chipped in. Just missed it. Defender got to it first. Perth on the attack now.
Matic and then Jones both losing
is
out.
Sprinting after this defender.
And he's won it
back. To be fair, done well there.
Done very well there.
Probably play out of the back from here now.
Oh, and his hamstring's gone now, Manny Jacob.
You wish.
Yeah.
You wish. A few questions here saying, where's Aaron Wan-Bissaka? He's on the bench. Let's hope he gets some
I think
minutes.
he may feature maybe last 20 minutes, half an hour.
Got to remember, he played for the England under-21, so he's played a few more minutes than the other players out there.
And have we had any other questions on any other players or?
A lot of people still kind of giving negativity towards Young.
Too young. To be fair, look, today
yeah.
he's looked okay. He's played not too bad left back. He's probably had the most touches of the ball in our team. Everything looks to have kind of come out from him or started from him when we are looking to build attacks. Look, don't get me wrong, we're playing Perth Glory, and I'm not saying, look, Ashley Young's got to be a starter for us. We know, and I've made it quite clear my thoughts on him. But what are your guys' thoughts as fans of him being the potential captain again for Manchester United leading into the new season? So give us your comments on that.
How do you think Pereira's gotten on so far? Because he's been on the ball a lot. He's trying maybe like that playmaker style position.
Yeah, he has. And out of the middle three who were playing in the middle of the park, he's gotten the ball the most in that attacking kind of role. But I think he's going to be a squad player at best. I don't expect him to feature heavily in the new season. Maybe, to come and see the last 20, 30 minutes out of games. Yeah. It might be potentially used as a bit of a man marking job, if it needs to be done, of just going and sticking him on a player, as well. But United winning a free kick here. Martial was fouled about 10 yards into the Perth Glory half. So a free kick to Manchester United again, taken quickly, and the ball back.
Give us a goal, 5 minutes to half time.
Surely it's not going to be a ball draw. Again, a ball searching for a run of Martial, easily cut out by the Perth Glory defenders, and they're looking to build their own attack now as they work it out their half. And United have got, to be fair, the back four of Matic all faced up against one attacker. Perth Glory trying to get a few more players forward. United look to be set up quite well. And again, Perth Glory is slowing it down and probably just happy to have a bit of a breather and have possession for a change.
To be honest, I don't really mind them attacking us because I actually want to see, likes of Twanzebe, what he's going to do under a bit of pressure.
We need to see them being tested at the other end.
Yeah, absolutely.
As well. But one thing's for sure, even Ashley Young from left back is pressing right up the pitch. As soon as the ball goes back to the Perth Glory keeper, in what is probably the best spell Perth Glory have had in possession at the moment. They've worked it right up from United's half back to their goalkeeper. Yeah, they're not really going anywhere or hurting us with it, but they're looking to make spaces and pull United around. And to be fair, United have gone and they're pressing very, very high, as we sort of mentioned at the start of the game.
Got Chong in the middle here, plays it to Pereira. He's played... All right, Chong's won it back.
Nice.
On the attack here. Chong probably should have fed it to
could have fed him through.
Yeah.
That was the first opportunity, really, we could have opened them up.
Actually,
we've
cut through.
We've nicked the ball. Lovely touch. I think it was from Lingard. Quick 1-2.
They're playing a deep line.
Yeah.
So it is hard to get in behind them, but there was an opportunity there. Chong
just giving the ball away again. One thing about Chong, he has given the ball away a couple of times. Again, from the pitch, a Perth Glory defender slips. Martial comes in.
They haven't shown the Chong penalty replay,
no,
have they?
No.
It was probably fell over then, didn't he?
United again on the edge of the box. Matic trying to find
penalty area. Got Martial on the edge of the box now.
Into Young, half turn. He's faced up and he's back to goal. Back to Tahith Chong, who has pressed pretty quickly and lost out in possession.
So it looks like it's going to be a 0-0 first half.
Looks like it, mate. Well, I'm still optimistic. 6 goals in the second half.
6 in the second, mate.
Here's Matic, furthest player forward for United, driving into the box, right on the byline, protects the ball and comes back to Young, who is about 20 yards from goal on the byline, trying to find Pereira and is cut out. And Perth Glory now back in possession, looking to build an attack.
Do you think this game is just waiting for a kind of Pogba style influence?
It needs someone, doesn't it, just to come and... Martial giving the ball.
There's no link up top. There's no. It's just missing that final piece of the puzzle.
And we're going to need to kind of find that in pre-season. Last season, we talked about the kind of the how much it gelled, with the attacking players and when we were moving forward, and it was breaking down quite a lot. And it was everyone was on different wavelengths. So Ollie, I think, is going to be keen to find what is going to be his front three, if you like. And the attacking midfield player from the middle and have them linking up quite well. But I'm sure we'll see that as pre-season progresses and we draw, closer and closer to the start of the season. So we've got a couple of minutes till halftime. It's still 0-0 between Manchester United and Perth Glory in what is the pre-season opener of the Tour 2019. A couple of the full-time Devils lads are out there, of course, bringing you coverage. We've got Adam McCullough out there and Stephen Howson as well. So make sure you check them out on the socials as well for all of their kind of
got a
footage
I had
from
a fair
there.
few comments in the past couple of minutes criticising Chong, just saying he'll never play for the first team beyond a handful of games, see nothing exciting about him. Chong isn't impressed me one bit in games where he really needs to perform. He looks like he's so wasteful week and not on it with the game. Chong won't make it in my opinion. A lot of people not seeing potential in Chong.
Look, we've seen the first half of a pre-season game. Yes, it's against Perth Glory, but look, Martial the shot, corner to United. But look, he's going to need time. Look, he's very, very young. Yes, look, he's not going to be as strong, as sort of some of the other senior first team players that he's going to play with and come up against. But look, it all comes with time. Ollie and the Manchester United backroom staff have seen potential in him and the other youngsters. So, we've got to give him a fair chance and see, how he kind of progresses, if you like. And with more game time in the league and throughout the season, it's going to give him more experience and a bit of a boost. Phil Jones just losing his footing now. And Perth Glory win the ball back. And United looking to win it back with a high press. Jones has stayed up for this to press. And has Ashley Young given away a free kick? Yes, he has.
It's added time.
Added time. It looks like this is going to be all we've got for the first half. It is 0-0. A bit of an injury. The Perth Glory player staying down. Looks like he took a bit of a knock on the calf. He's back on his feet, and I'm sure he'll shake that off.
How do you rate the first half, Peaky?
First half, I think we started well in terms of getting that high press on. Bit iffy about what we're doing with the ball in possession in that attacking third. I still think we need to offer a lot more going forward. But again, look, it's just good to see players like Daniel James getting on the ball and getting his confidence up. But I think second half we're going to expect a lot of changes. Hopefully we see a bit of Wan-Bissaka as well, because again, I'm excited to see how he's going to play. Matic showing some good feet there. But there is the half-time whistle. Half-time, United 0, Perth Glory 0 in the pre-season opener. First half is done. What are your first kind of thoughts then, Pav, of the first half?
I would like to see a couple goals.
Yeah.
I think we were good in the build-up play. We got to the final third, but just didn't really have much else apart from that. In terms of the highlighted chances, the Ashley Young free kick and couple of Daniel James balls across the box. Nothing really else.
Nothing too much to rant and rave about too much. Right, we're going to jump into the comments section for a short period, as the first half has come to an end. It looks like the Perth Glory players are going to stay out on the pitch, it looks like. Or not. Are they staying out? Either way, we're going to jump back into the comments section for the first time in this half-time.
Yeah, let's go through.
Anything...
United can never break the opposition down when they're parking the bus. That's something you kind of made a point of as well.
What do you think, guys, on that? If what have United got to do to unlock them defences who are going to park the bus? Have we got to just look to simply get more shots off, from like longer distances, longer range, or have we got to be a lot quicker and a lot, a bit more cleverer in and around the penalty box? So leave us your comments on that as well. Anything else you want to ask us during this halftime period? Jump into the comments section. If you're just joining us, welcome to the first pre-season opener, the Watchalong with Full-Time Devils. I'm the Peaky Pundit. This is Pav. We're going to be bringing you guys match day vlogs with Full-Time Devils as well from all of the games in the new season. So make sure you look out for that. We also run a bit of our own channel, our own kind of daily content, and that is in the link in the description below of the Peaky Pundits channel. But Pav, anything else coming through comments on the comment section?
Some people saying Jones shocking. I've got one question saying which midfield reinforcements do we need the most?
All depends, I think, with what Paul Pogba does. Excluding Paul Pogba, then I think we need a defensive-minded player. Losing Ander Herrera for me, technically, look, he weren't the most gifted, but what he did have, he had heart and he had a bit of grit about him, and I think we're going to miss that. So, can Fred step up and play that role? Can he kind of be that energy we needed in the middle of the park?
Yeah.
Fernandes, for me, is a player we need to go and sign. Whether Pogba stays or goes...
I feel like if Fernandes was in that team now, when we get to that final third, he would see...
Well, what we saw from his stats, look, he had stats like a prolific goal scorer. He scored a lot of goals, a lot of assists. is, like you just said there, for me, he's the man who would come in and be able to unlock a lot of defences, be quite clever, and and make things happen for sure.
That different spark, that bit of David Silva about him. If you know what I mean.
Definitely.
Bernardo Silva, they can find that pass that people aren't going to see, defenders won't see.
Yeah,
and that'll open up a defence and just provide probably twice as many more chances than we would have.
Then we've got what we're having. Yeah.
Another question we've got here is we should have bought Tielemans. We must go and get Savage. So whilst you answer that, Peaky, I'm just gonna give you a couple of minutes.
Yes, of course, mate. Yeah, so obviously with Tielemans, it was reported as well that when he signed with Leicester, he sort of signed because of it was his first choice. He chose them over United as well. So interesting thoughts on that. We've seen reports come in linking United to Savage again. Is it just a bit of smoke in front of the screen about him potentially coming in to join United as well? But look, give us your kind of comments on that as well, of which other players you would like to see come in. The biggest things I've wanted to see throughout the preseason, yes, of course, are the signings of who United are going to bring in. A bit of a concerning thing for me is that Ollie made it very, very clear before the season ended that he wanted to do his business early, and secondly, there was players who we had probably seen play for the last time for Manchester United, especially after that 4-0 defeat away to Everton. First pre-season game has just kicked off. We've seen Ander Herrera leave the football club. It looks like Romelu Lukaku is going to be on his way out as well. But there's still a lot of the deadwood, still within this squad, which is a big, big concern for me. Yes, look, I understand completely that they're on a ridiculous probably wage at United, as opposed to what other clubs can afford to pay them. So simply, are they just going to wind down their contracts and remain a part of Manchester United Football Club, because clubs simply cannot afford to pay them what Manchester United are? But look, we've still got a lot of these players in the squad who you wouldn't have expected to and probably don't want at the football club because they're simply not good enough. Also, looking at the other end of it, Ollie's brought in Daniel James, who we've seen feature in the first half and has done very, very well as well. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's come in. So it is good to see we've gone and signed players that we need for certain positions, specialist players for, before we've had kind of square pegs for round holes with makeshift right backs and whatever else. So we're happy with them two signings. Is it enough? No, of course it's not. We are expecting, or were expecting, a major rebuild at United. It's not going to happen in one transfer window, but we would certainly have wanted to or expected to have seen a centre-back or two have been signed by now, purely because we know that is a position that we do need to strengthen. Central midfielder, looks like Romelu Lukaku is also leaving the football club for Inter Milan. He's not even involved in the squad today. So look, we are going to need to go and sign a centre forward as well, because we can't simply rely on Marcus Rashford or Tony Martial for the season to go and do that. Producer Pav has just jumped back in with me. Pav, any other comments coming in from anyone that we want to discuss?
Yeah, got one here saying United pressing high, but not as a unit. They need some pep talk. I mean, it could be right. We were pressing, but are we pressing intelligently?
Are we just going to do it for the sake of it as kind of individuals or whatever? But look, they have been clearly told to go and get a high press on, and they are looking to do that. Anything else?
A couple comments regarding Dan James saying, is he just pure pace? Is it not really an end product?
I think he's got some good feet. Yeah, look, of course, he's had an opportunity to put the ball in the box a couple of times or across the 6-yard box, and they've kind of been intercepted. But look, that'll all come again. That'll all come. One thing, just interestingly, we said that someone mentioned there about the high press and bits and bobs like that. We're playing against Perth Glory today. If we're playing in the Premier League and United are looking to go and get that high press on, how important is it that we don't go and win the ball back? We might get undone pretty easily by teams when we come up against some quality.
When you're playing against a team like a City or a Liverpool, who are very well versed in playing the press and playing against the press as well, they know how to unlock a team and play that one or two passes to get you out of there.
Yep. And
you're straight on the counter. So Ollie's gonna have to prep for that as well.
Definitely, of course. Look, we are just at the half-time here. United taking on Perth Glory. It was 0-0 in the first half if you're just joining us. Guys, if you haven't already, and it's the first time you're checking out this watch-along, don't forget, hit the subscribe button for Full-Time Devils. Give this video a big thumbs up if you are looking forward to the start of the new season. It looks like United are ready and raring to go. They're out on tour. We've got a couple of the Full-Time Devil lads out there as well. Adam McCullough and Stephen Howson are out there bringing you guys some footage from out there as well. us to have been locked away here in the studio, bringing you guys the first watch along. But it is an absolute pleasure to do so. And we know we've got other United fans who will be doing the other watch alongs as we go. I think the United family who were on the preview with myself and Jay yesterday, I know they're going to be covering one of the games as well. So be sure to check that one out as well.
More comments, Peaky. We've got Perry here saying, listen, to be completely honest, Andreas Pereira is shocking. Matic is like a snail. We need midfield and a right mid ASAP.
How concerning is it for you guys as fans then, Matic playing that holding role for us? We know he's not the most mobile of players. We know he has lost like pace, or, you know, can't really get around the pitch as, say, he once did. How important is it that we have somebody who is, you know, energetic in there and can go and break play up as well?
Yeah, it could be, you know, it might be Fred to do that. But
I think Fred could do it. He's got the energy. He just looks very, very keen when he's on the ball sometimes and misplaces passes. Is it because he's trying to do too much to impress or not? But we'll have to see how much game time he's given.
Got one here saying, I think the Deadwood are still there because nobody wants to join us, so we can't even replace them, even if we wanted to. It's just sad. Is that one of the... Like we said earlier, Ollie did say he wanted everything sorted by the first game. We've not had one major departure yet.
I was just saying, just when you popped off screen for a second, I was mentioning about United and Ollie wanting to have started this pre-season with a squad, the rebuild, getting rid of players. We saw him say about players won't play for the club anymore. They're still here. Does that kind of represent and highlight the season we're in for? The fact that the players that simply couldn't do it last season are still at the football club this season. Then players who haven't been able to do it at the football club for several seasons now are still at the football club. It is a bit of a concern for me. It's very, very frustrating as well as a fan, and I'm sure it is for many of you guys as well who probably share the same level of opinion with us on this. That, you know, it's not good enough as a football club. We've got a lot of players there who simply aren't good enough. But
people in the comments here say maybe Fred can replace Matic. If we had some wingers to take players on, that would be good. We need more class players too. Too many comfy players in the squad. We need competition in the team. I think we just need to, for today's game, let's make some changes. Let's just be a bit attackingly reckless. Yeah. Just go out. I mean, if we get countered, we get countered. Yeah. We just need to get some sort of flow going.
Yeah, we just need to. I think what it is we've highlighted it quite well, that United just seem to be a little bit disjointed when we're in the attacking third. Players aren't really on the same wavelength. Look, that will come with time and players playing together in a period like pre-season. But maybe we should just go for it, get a couple of goals, because goals ultimately, yes, it's a pre-season friendly, but goals are going to get the confidence up as well, in players as well. Martial could have done with a goal, I'm sure. We don't know what changes are being made. We will bring them to you as soon as they have been announced and we see them. But I expect him to come off. But a goal would have done him good, first game back in pre-season.
Got a comment here saying, lads playing tiki-taka stuff, edge of the box like they're world-class ballers. We need to get the basics right first and switch players quickly before and put the ball in tight places. Possibly a good little comment there saying, why are we going down that route when we need to just actually
You know what it was? The thing is with United, with the current team, we've not got a player who's probably intelligent or good enough to do them little runs that you used to see in the great Barcelona teams of, when Xavi and Iniesta got the ball and you see either one of them joining in and going, making little clever runs, to work their way into the box. We simply don't have them style of players. I think the players that we've got a style of play which is a traditional, get the ball wide, get it down the bylines, balls into the box, but we're not even doing that anymore.
Got, I think, comment of the whole stream coming up from Danny Watson. May as well send Ollie on in the second half. I'll tell you what, man. After we saw the treble reunion,
I was going to say, the treble reunion, I would have signed him back up. Yap Stam was an absolute unit again that day. Bex was different class, wasn't he? I think half of them could have come and done a job for sure.
Got a comment here saying United should buy Dybala as he is a good with a striker. They need someone with him. Striker needs someone with him. Think Dybala could do a job?
I'm not too sure, to be honest.
I'm not really
like I said, I would just like to see Fernandes come in, because I think he actually offers something. His stats are there. He assists a lot. He scores a lot. And, I think we've missed having a midfielder who chips in with, double figures goals for the season sort of thing. But what doesn't make sense to me is apparently we've been identifying him and scouting him for a whole season. But yet it seems as though we're not prepared to stump up that 50 million. 50 million looks to be the fee to pull him away from Sporting Lisbon. Let's see what happens. I was expecting an announcement to have been made by now of him being a Manchester United player. Yeah, definitely.
Well, time's going to tell in terms of the transfers. Going back to the comments here, no, Ben Yedder is the choice, lads. He's proven and cheap. Got Martin Griffin coming in with Young. Got some bad press last year. He was out of position and older than every other team's forward line. He was getting more play than anyone else. I'd have attacked United's right all day long. So he's obviously saying Young's the one that
identify him as a weak link.
Got one comment here saying Dallo on the right wing and Aaron Wan-Bissaka as right back might be an interesting combination.
Yeah, I'm sure at some point during this pre-season tour we will see them sort of combinations where Ollie will be keen to try, players pairing them up and sort of thing, and seeing who plays well, who doesn't play well.
What do you think Luke Shaw and Dan James down the left?
Yeah, I think that will work well. You know what?
Very pacey.
Luke Shaw, obviously won Player of the Season in a very average or bad sort of team, you could have said last season. But look, he was our Player of the Season. One thing I liked about him that he's kind of found that form back in his game is of being quite direct, and we saw him driving the team forward quite well. We saw him being quite direct in a lot of games as well, and creating a lot of goals. So I think they'll pair up quite well. I think they really will oppose a bit of an attacking threat for sure. Yeah.
Got another comment here. Danny Watson's just coming in with him, mate.
Yeah.
Chong's not ready. Looks like a gust of wind would blow him over. Chong's getting a lot of
flack.
A lot of flack for his physique.
Look, he has been knocked around a bit in this first half. But look, cut the guy some slack. It's the first pre-season game. Let him. I'm sure he's nervous as well. Coming in and probably knowing a lot's being expected of him.
He's probably like quite eager to impress, so he's probably doing a little bit more than he should be.
Yeah,
doing.
Definitely. I think like players like that. I think when you see that they may be trying a bit too much, just say to him, look, just go back to basics, get on the ball, look after it for us, but then probably knowing Ollie the way he's probably encouraging them to go and be a bit adventurous and express themselves, because that's what pre-season is all about, of course.
Got another comment here saying Dan James is a busy lad. He could be what we need to shore up that left side.
Yeah, mate, he looked busy honestly, he looked busy as every time he lost the ball. I liked the way he was getting stuck in, trying to win it back. Attacking wise, he looked good. Showed some good signs, good feet as well, and some unbelievable pace we saw. Sort of
more comments coming in regarding Chong. Chong looked weak and not up to the pace. He's a young lad. Time to shine now, or go and do it on loan. Do you think?
Give him he's been in Magaluf for a couple of weeks with the lads. Give him a bit of time to settle in. Now I think a loan move might do him well. Just to go and get a bit of experience. Of course, these players are stepping up from the youth reserves into the first team. If they're not quite cutting it, then look, there's no problem in sending them out on getting a bit of an experience in the Championship or something and getting minutes under their belt for sure. Look, everyone's got to go and learn their trade somewhere, haven't they?
Absolutely. We should be kicking off for the second half in the next couple of minutes.
It looked like there was a lot of change. I just saw in the background.
I hope there is.
Dennis
Irwin.
Irwin.
Find out on Twitter if there's anything breaking.
Released. Dennis Irwin obviously was just being interviewed. In the background, I could see Luke Shaw, Mata, Pogba, all kind of warming up. The Perth Glory players
are coming out. We can Pogba's back. Pogba's on the pitch now. So we'll come to you with all the changes. I think it might be a whole different starting 11. Just waiting for the graphics to pop up on the screen here. Got Luke Shaw on as well. If you can have a look on Twitter.
I'm just checking it out, yeah.
Got McTominay, Rojo. I think it's a whole different 11. We've got Smalling as well.
Just seeing nothing coming in as of yet.
Angel Gomez on Greenwood. This is going to be
McTominay, Smalling, Rojo. Back in then.
It's going to be interesting. I'm really looking forward to Angel Gomez. I just think Angel Gomez has got a lot of potential.
Definitely.
Been hyped up for years now.
See how I think
Wan-Bissaka's on as well.
Wan-Bissaka straight in.
Who's excited to see Wan-Bissaka? Give a thumbs up to this video if you want to see Wan-Bissaka on the ball.
Nothing really coming through on Twitter, but I think we've seen the majority of it on there.
Pretty much a whole different 11, isn't it?
Different 11. Rashford's there. Pereira's gone in goal. No David De Gea then.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
De Gea.
Could be reading too much into it, but who knows?
Maybe he's just splitting the games. Maybe between the four goalkeepers. Maybe we see.
Pogba's getting quite. He's looking animated. He's looking like he's in it to play. He's talking quite intently with Wan-Bissaka on.
Pogba on the pitch as well, but Mata gets given the armband.
Interesting.
Over Young. So I thought Pogba might have been maybe potentially given it. But yeah, Matt is going to wear the armband for the second half as Ashley Young obviously comes off. But Rashford's going to get us underway here for the second half of this first pre-season game of the 2019 tour. Kicks us off, and United are kicking from left to right in the new gold shirts, black shorts and sort of gold socks. Perth Glory playing all in purple. And the ball is with Smaldini, who plays out here. Aaron Wan-Bissaka gets on the ball for the first time as a United player. And United on the ball in their own half with Rojo now, who's gone into centre-back with Smalling. So it looks like we've got Shaw at left-back, Smalling, Rojo playing centre-back, Aaron Wan-Bissaka out as a right-back. We've got Pogba, McTominay and Mata in the middle of the park. Gomez looks like he's playing wide left. Rashford through the middle and Greenwood out on the right here, and Gomez getting on the ball for the first time.
He's fast.
God,
mate.
He's twisting his defender up.
Damn.
He's got it to Mattis, out with Luke Shaw, ball in spot. Gomez, nice first touch for him,
mate. Yeah, that's like look faster than Dan
twisting
James.
Got a bit of a competition there.
Yeah,
United
man.
giving away a free kick.
I mean, we've seen a lot of Gomez in the academy and what he's done, but like,
does he look like a player who looks a bit fearless, like he's just ready to come in and give it a go?
A little bit of maybe like that Sterling factor, where Sterling just gets the ball and goes.
Yep.
I think he might have that sort of kind of vibe to him, but from what we saw in a quick glimpse there, looking good. Looking forward to seeing how he's going to get on in the second half as well.
A bit of a loose pass, but United recovering. The ball's in our own half. We're with Scotty McTominay getting on the ball for the first time. Finds a nice ball into Gomez, who's back on the ball.
Tricky feet as well.
Does well, yeah. Looks after it. And into Pogba. Mata now working it over to United's right-hand side. We see Wan-Bissaka really high up, faced at 1v1 with the Perth Glory left back.
To see how Wan-Bissaka kind of attacks down that side, because a lot of people have said that's not one of his strong points.
They say, that he needs to work on that. But it's good to see him getting 45 minutes. I was expecting maybe just like half an hour or so, but it's good to see him coming on. McTominay working it.
Pogba has a shot.
Dragged it wide. But that's exactly what I mean.
Just get it.
The ball went into Greenwood, and he's kind of set it, and Pogba's hit a shot. Yeah, he's dragged it, but it's gone wide. But it's better than it kind of breaking down and just being very slow and no real tempo to the play, on the edge of the opposition's penalty area. It's got to have to just be a set and a shot or something, just a bit of trickery or something a bit different. Smalling winning the head from the goal kick. United regaining possession. I would like to tell you if Perth Glory made many changes, but we had no on-screen graphics on MUTV, and I don't know any of their players to recognise them to tell you if they are fresh on or not. But United just looking very, very comfortable in possession as they did in the first half. The ball's with Pogba, and he's playing it out to Mata. What do you think about Juan Mata? He signed a new deal. Absolutely lovely guy, an absolute gent off the pitch.
Took a pay cut as well.
Took a pay cut. We know he does a lot of charity work, if you like. But we're playing for Manchester United Football Club. Is he still good enough to come and do a job? Have we kept him just for the experience?
I think it's the experience factor. I mean, we're going to be playing all these Thursdays and Sundays games, Europa League. We're going to need, reinforcements. We're going to need, when we're 1-0 up, 2-0 up, and we need to see a game out, he's the type of player you'd bring on.
For that.
I'd definitely say another season with him is beneficial to the squad. Got Greenwood here. Whipped it in but headed out. He's trying to win the ball back.
And he wins it back and gives
Wan-Bissaka.
Interesting, sort of like look, Greenwood and Bissaka. That's like also a little combination of pairing up as well.
Wan-Bissaka's driving in now. Step over, pass to Rashford.
This is where it breaks down for me. We get to the edge of the box, Rashford losing his footing a little bit and slipping over, and Wan-Bissaka luckily misplaced pass, but luckily it fell to Pogba. United still in possession on the edge of the Perth Glory box, and it's out on the other wing now with Gomez, who's had a good start, to be fair to the game.
Been lively, he's very quick feet, so that's kind of what you want out of any sort of attacking player.
And United, again, similar to the first half, were kind of camped in that final third of Perth Glory, who were just parking the bus, and we're just trying to find ways to break them down. It gets to this stage, and they've just set up, and we're working it left to right, but they're just comfortable defending and sliding across and just filling in the spaces. And this is where I think United, especially in this season, are gonna struggle to break teams down. Definitely. So we're gonna have to see, what Ollie's plans are for this when teams do set up like that.
This is, I think, like majority of teams when we're not playing the top 6. This is what it's going to
What
be
they're gonna
like.
do.
We're going to have to break it down.
And do you
here we go.
Great ball in. It's Gomez. It's blocked by the first man. It's out for United.
Rashford.
Rashford.
Yeah, Rashford went in for it.
Out for a corner to United.
Better signs though. Better signs to see that.
Definitely. And I think Pogba's doing quite well on where he's getting on the ball. Was that kind of pivot role?
He always was. He's a playmaker. He's going to dictate the game. It's interesting to see what it was like with him in the first half without him. So here we go.
Good feet. Is that Greenwood?
Greenwood done well there. Very well. Ooh.
Shot into the side net, but it's good confidence again. He took his man on. I think he put it through his legs as well. Had a shot. It's hit the side netting.
Lost his balance to begin with.
Again, it's the pitch.
Recomposed. Nutmegged him. Step over. Just went wide.
Maybe should have gone across the keeper from that angle. From there, if you go across the keeper, it's a bit of a lottery because there's a lot of bodies in there as well.
Again, very promising.
Yeah, good.
Very promising
he's
signs.
on the front foot. He's being brave and positive, if you like, going forward. And United back in possession with Mata, who's playing as the sort of advanced player at that middle three of Pogba, McTominay. And do you think Scotty McTominay could come in and do that job for us as a bit of a holding player? Or
I think time's gonna have to tell. I mean, like we saw glimpses of it. But he's one of them players that he looks like he's a jack of all trades rather than a master of a certain kind of area.
Bit maybe like we saw with Fletcher did it a little bit. We've seen Phil Neville play at fullback and also in the middle of the park.
Great intricate play in the middle here, but offside.
Given offside. We've had a few of them players over the years who have just come in and kind of done a job. We see John O'Shea, he played centre back, left back, right back, centre midfield. He played in goal as well, I think, one game, when the keeper got injured or sent off. So do you think Scotty McTominay can offer us that?
Yeah, I think he kind of like an enforcer. Given him a task, he'll go out and do it. Might even see him popping up at centre back a couple of games.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, so. But United are definitely looking better here, looking a lot more threatening on the attack.
Ball played, Rojo just sweeping things up at the back there. But yeah, looking very, very comfortable in possession. I'm sure as the game goes on, we're going to see the Perth Glory players drop off in fitness, maybe a little bit,
possibly, yeah.
Just because they're probably not used to the quality and pace of the game, that United bring, I suppose. But Greenwood again back on the ball out here, linking up quite well with Wan-Bissaka into Rashford, who loses the ball. Interesting clearance from the Perth Glory defender. It was out of the corner flag and he pinged it back into the top of the sort of edge of the box.
Over.
And Rojo trying to hit one in from about 50 yards and it's gone straight behind and over the goal for a goal kick to Perth Glory. 52 minutes played here. It's still Manchester United 0, Perth Glory 0. If ever you want a prediction or an accumulator, don't ask me. I predicted 6-0. So yeah, don't come to me. And Producer Pav's was what was yours?
5-1.
5-1. So yeah, we'll write that. We were starting optimistic, the laws of attraction and all that. Simply not working for us today. Jay, your bet's still on though. Jay from Full Time Devils, we predicted 2-1. Still a realistic score. But you guys, if you are just joining us, jump into the comment section. I'm going to come in there in just a moment and see what your guys' thoughts are on the game, on any individual players, and anything else you want to kind of discuss while we are doing the first watch-along of the pre-season tour 2019. So, Producer Pav, have we got anything in the comments?
Yeah, so we've got a couple of people asking that just joined the video, live video. How did James play? Played pretty well.
James
overall.
did very,
Strong,
very well.
Yeah.
He did. No, he did. Credit to him. He looked like he'd been at the club for a while. We both said that, didn't we? He kind of is almost fitted straight in.
Yeah.
It looked like he's a player who's made to play on a stage or a club like Manchester United for sure.
Some people are asking the difference between Gomez and Lingard and Chong, and it's the difference in how Gomez and Lingard will be playing.
See, I think Lingard offers more off the ball, in terms of his selfish sort of running he does to create space and, go and press high and kind of add that kind of energy to the team. Whereas Gomez, I expect to be a bit more trickier on the ball and a bit more, I would say, I'm brave enough to say, probably a bit more quality on the ball than Lingard, to be honest, especially when he's kind of running with the ball at his feet. He looks, because he's got that low centre of gravity, he's going to be very, very tricky for defenders to come up against. And I think that's what the difference will be between them two.
Definitely got Wan-Bissaka attacking down the right-hand side now, showing his pace, loses the ball, got United throwing up the pitch. We need a goal, don't we?
Mate, I'm praying for one.
Yeah,
surely.
Need something to shout about.
Yes, it is a pre-season friendly. Yes, we are only playing Perth Glory, but surely we need to be scoring a couple of goals. We struggled to score goals towards the back end of last season, and I was hoping that was going to change. But does this just highlight the need of a player like Bruno Fernandes to come in?
Yeah, I mean,
a centre forward to come in.
We knew beforehand. It's kind of maybe putting a bit more confirmation in it. But look, albeit it's pre-season, first game back, but. Yeah, we definitely need to hit the drawing board and think how we're going to break a team down.
Breaking teams down. As United look to break Perth Glory down, they win the ball back midway into the Perth Glory half. It's out wide with Rashford.
Done well to keep the ball there. Need to get more plays in the box, though.
This is the issue I have.
Got Mata here. It's a good play.
Gomez. Unlucky. Great ball from Mata. That's one thing Mata does do. He's a player who has that intelligence, to go and unlock a little pass. Very, very clever.
He doesn't know
player.
He doesn't know where the next man's going to be. He knows where the man after that's going to be.
Yeah.
So he's very intelligent on the ball.
But you mentioned it just there about we need to get players into the box. This is what I think we're going to struggle with in the season. Is filling the box. When we have the opportunity to put the crosses in.
Got a corner coming in here, whipped in by Gomez.
Rojo getting up for it.
So gone for another corner, goal kick.
Yeah, that's what I think we're going to struggle with. A centre forward or a player who's going to go and win headers and score goals with his head. We don't really have anyone like that. Yes, we thought Romelu Lukaku might be that player, but he wasn't. We saw him under Ollie playing as the wide right player of that front three. He was drifting wide and putting balls into the box, and you were watching it thinking, hold on a minute, you should be the man in the middle. But I spoke to Mcguire about it outside one of the games, and he said he felt his confidence had taken that much of a hit that he just wanted to go and hide sort of thing out wide.
Probably, yeah, most likely.
Rather than having that pressure of having to score all the goals or being expected to.
A lot of comments here. People are really, really kind of warming to Gomez's movement and the way he's playing.
Definitely looks like he, again, is up for it. I think, again, he's been waiting for these sort of opportunities to be a part of the first team. He's there on tour now, so he's going to be very keen to show Ollie what he can do. And I genuinely believe he can bring something different into the team. He's a different style of player. And look, if we've got options, for players out wide in him, James, obviously, if they can switch on, play on different wings as well.
Yeah.
He definitely is going to bring something to the table. Definitely.
Got a tough question for you, Peaky. This is from myself, not a comment. So we've seen a lot of youth being introduced into the preseason. We've got Chong, we've got Greenwood, we've got Gomez.
Yeah.
If you had to kind of pick between all those youth players, you can only have one that comes into the team as a kind of as a fixed spot. Who would you take? Just off what, not maybe what you've seen today, but a bit of what you've seen just from the academy as well.
For me, I've seen more of Greenwood than I have Gomez. It's out of them two for me. Yeah. I've seen more of Greenwood, and the last game of the season when I saw Greenwood, he looked like he knew what it meant to be a Manchester United player. He was looking up almost to Marcus Rashford, thinking, you came through the same sort of journey as I have. It would definitely have to be out of them two. If I had to say right now, it'd have to be Greenwood based on what I've seen of him over Gomez. But looking at Gomez, how he's kind of
he's impressing me.
He looks to be looking hungry to get on the ball and injecting again a good sort of vibe about him going forward. Looks a bit tricky on the ball.
Absolutely.
So I'm very keen to see a lot more of him as the season sort of progresses. Yeah, but again, United look to be running out of ideas a little bit. Started the half well. They're going to go and score now. United ball won back by Perth Glory. Just looks to be a little bit disjointed again, even with all the changes, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a bit maybe less of a pressing emphasis.
Yeah, there's not as much as a press.
We've obviously got a lot of possession, but we get into that final third, and it's a bit of the same. What we're gonna do. But saying that, we've got Mata here, just received the ball in the penalty area.
It's broke down again. Just crowded out again. Just simply crowded out.
But we're moving it quicker though. So
very
Pogba's
quick.
Getting it out to Gomez. Yeah, probably pull it back for Luke Shaw to cross, but not much movement in the box.
We're getting it.
We're trying to cut through the middle rather than actually,
and that's what frustrated the hell out of me last season. We were working the ball to the edge of the box, and it feels like I've just been saying the same thing over and over again because that's all I'm seeing. We're working it edge of the box, and they're just setting up with a bank of 5 at the back, with four across their sort of midfield on the edge of their box, and we just simply cannot break that down.
So we got Gomez who's picked it up on the left hand side.
And again, it's blocked out. But
trick,
Perth Glory trying to play out from the back. United win it back.
Pogba, the pitch. Flick.
Rashford hits it. Goal! 1-0. Finally, 1-0.
Great little flick on by Pogba there. Flicked it back. Rashford took it on, smacked it with his left foot.
Left foot, yeah. Looked like Perth Glory were obviously trying to play out from the back. But look, that is what the high press is going to get you. Yes, we know the quality of Perth Glory isn't obviously what it's going to be in the Premier League, but trying to play out from the back. Mata wins a header. Pogba with the flick, and then Rashford. Good finish, to be fair. Again, he's sort of on the edge of the box towards the sort of left-hand side as it falls to him after Pogba's flick. Sorry, about 5 yards into the box, and he's just kind of hit it across the goal.
Striker's instinct finish.
Definitely good finish, and I think that's what Rashford would have been looking to improve, on his game. Since we saw him first come into the first team, he was a bit rash. Rashford was a bit rash. He would snap at a lot of stuff. He'll drag a lot of shots. But he said, obviously, working under Ollie, he's added that composure to his sort of finishing game. And we saw a bit of it last season. So United leading 1-0 in the pre-season opener. Finally, we're off the mark. We've seen a goal.
5 to go, mate.
5 to go. The bet's coming in. 6-0 predictions coming in. But it needed the goal. Let's be honest, it needed a goal. United had been knocking on the door with endless possession. So finally broke the deadlock. And again, I think Perth Glory looked like they're tiring.
Might be one of those where once you got the first one,
the sort of floodgates open. Yeah, I can't imagine United taking the foot off the gas, and it does look like Perth Glory are just wearing down a little bit in terms of their fitness and energy on the pitch. Rashford, that'll do a lot for his confidence as well.
Absolutely, yeah. First goal of the season, leading the way. New contract as well.
How big is it of a season for him? We know, and he probably knows. Ollie is making him his sort of out-and-out striker, number one striker. Yeah. How important or big is this season for him?
Yeah, it's very big. Like you said, new contract, a lot of eyes on him now. It's going to be a lot more pressure on him as well to perform. And, look, he's still young, but it's time to start getting consistent with your goals every season now.
Do you think he can handle the pressure of being a Manchester United centre-forward as the main man?
I think he can.
Yeah, you think he's got it within him?
Yeah, I think he's got the fire. Obviously, United boy from when he was a boy.
Yeah,
he knows what it takes. It's whether he can go and fulfill the potential and prove the doubters wrong as well.
Obviously, it was harsh on him last season that he picked up that injury, and we were asking him to continue and play unfit, carrying an injury, and he did a job for us. But unfortunately, a lot of fans kind of judged him on that period. But here, United come again with another attack. Rashford trying to play a bit of a fancy back heel. Again, Gomez winning it quite high up the pitch after it was dispossessed. Good shot.
Keeper catches it.
Keeper catches it.
Good intent, though. Good intent from him.
Again, winning it back high up the pitch. Gomez involved again. Perth Glory doing their best to keep playing their game and playing out from the back. So fair play to them. Smalling just holding up play on the halfway line. And the Perth Glory player trying to get half a turn, but United win the ball back with Scotty McTominay, and he comes all the way back to Rojo. And Rojo goes across to Luke Shaw. So United back in possession, bags of space here, loads of gaps opening up sort of in United's half in the middle of the pitch. Bit wasteful from Luke Shaw. They're looking to play a ball down the line, but giving it straight back to Perth Glory. How do you expect the kind of preparations to...
foul on
Rashford?
Is it not a foul?
No, he told him to play on.
Strange. He took him out. I thought he took him out clean.
Rashford not happy. Going straight over to the referee, making his point very, very clear. Let's have another look at this Gomez strike a few moments ago. It didn't really trouble the keeper too much. Routine. Yeah. But look, as pre-season progresses, Pav, what do you think Ollie will be looking to do? Do you think he'll be looking to play the last few games with what he believes will be his starting 11, or do you think he'll keep tinkering it about and save it for...
I think he's going to use the time of the game to tinker and, experiment. I think that AC Milan game, I think it's Saturday, August 3rd.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the game where it will most likely be the starting 11.
We'll be there with the other guys from Full-Time Devils at the Principality Stadium in Cardiff. Pav and myself are going to be bringing you guys some vlogs on the Full-Time Devils channel, so look out for them in the new season as well. It's 1-0 here to Manchester United against Perth Glory in the 64th minute. The kind of goal was much needed in this game because it was kind of getting to that stage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where it needed something to happen. But again, United are kind of looking to... just dictating the game, really. Nothing really too exciting happening. Just looking to...
Yeah, I mean, they're probably just going to slowly work towards another kind of attacking phase of play and possibly try and work for the second goal.
Obviously, the biggest thing in these sort of games, like Colin mentioned in his pre-match kind of interview, is it's just minutes for the players. I don't even think he's going to be too concerned at performances as long as everyone comes through injury-free. I think he'll be a happy man.
Here's Greenwood's
misplaced pass. Looked like he kind of ball bobbled or something as he hit it, and he sliced it, and it was completely misplaced. How much do you think Daniel James would have impressed Ollie with his first 45 minutes?
I think James is going to walk away from his performance very happy.
Yeah.
Ollie's going to look at it and think, okay, you're going to feature next game again. And I'd definitely like to see more of him. I'd probably say he's the best player in the first half.
United
great ball by Mata.
What a chance. Greenwood
missed a sitter there, guys.
Got play through from Mata, 7 yards out. 7 yards out.
Keeper's kind of closing him down.
Everyone kind of stopped as though it was offside.
It looked like he was offside. Greenwood receives the ball. Keeper's running at him. He's got to be scoring from there.
And he's just absolutely screwed it. Why? He's kind of gone across himself, but yeah, he's just.
It's like he's a bit. He looked a bit overconfident.
Yeah.
Like he looked up and just hit it rather than actually.
I don't think he realised how much time he probably had. To be fair, he
might have thought he was offside as well. But,
yeah.
Damn.
But good. Another opening, which again come from Mata again. Gomez hopping past three players.
He's so quick with his feet.
Luke Shaw, Alpha United corner, but Gomez again picking the ball up. Great feet to go past three players. Gives it wide to Luke Shaw, who's ball into the crosses, blocked and gone out for a corner. It looks like United are going, and this is the third or fourth time they've gone and just played a short corner. I think because the pitch is a bit, a bit soft it seems, and we've seen Pereira slipping over a few times, taking corners in the first half. Pogba with a clever little ball.
I think that there's definitely a tactic that Ollie's given here.
Just to go and play.
To try and cut through that final third.
Yeah.
Take a risk and play a little intricate flick on or pass just to try and get through. Obviously work there with Rashford's opening goal. Nearly worked there with Greenwood.
Is this the problem? When we get into that final third and can't break teams down, is the problem that we play it too safe rather than playing little intricate flicks and taking a bit of a risk of a little dummy or a little flick round the corner, which we don't really see a lot.
I mean, it's open to kind of criticism as well. A lot of fans will look at it and think, it's 0-0, you're doing all these little silly flicks.
Yeah.
But then sometimes you've got to take a risk to score a goal sometimes.
Try and make something happen.
To break down a team, yeah.
How's Wan-Bissaka? We've seen him on the ball here. Obviously, he's on his debut himself at United. How's he kind of look so far?
It looks like he's doing the job. He's not really been tested as much when he's received the ball. He's moving forward. He's making the right passes. Hopefully see him attack down the right flank a bit more, but he's doing the job.
Again, it'll be interesting to see as the games go on. When we have a bit more of a sterner test.
It's a bit of a test
to see good hands from
clattered into Pereira.
Good hands, well done. But to see how he's tested defensively, because I want to see that defensive quality. Just to see a right back defending properly again for Manchester United.
Breath of fresh air. I think.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Scotty McTominay on the ball here, halfway into the Manchester United half. And again, United just set up, keeping the ball. Perth Glory happy for us just to have it in these areas of the pitch and just drop off and get their kind of shape as kind of defensive and midfield units and just slide across. It looks like their tactic now, because in the first half they were prepared to come and try and press a little bit. Yeah. But from what I can see, up until we get 10 yards into their half, they're happy for us just to have it, and they're just going to drop off with a bank of a 5 and a 4. It seems, and just let us have it, and then they'll try and nick it as we go. Like now, we're having to play long, and they'll try and nick it here. But that's probably just down to their fitness and stuff.
Yeah, most likely. Got Rashford. I think Greenwood might be.
He looks like he's gone and played up front. Yeah,
Greenwood swapped with Rashford, so Greenwood through the middle now. Rashford down the right. Rashford attacking down the right at the moment. Gets intercepted.
And loses his footing. But I think we'll see a lot of that as the season goes on. We've seen it in the first half as well with James.
James switching flanks. Yeah.
Switching flanks.
Won the ball back here.
McTominay into Rashford. Clever little ball.
McTominay's going to get a good ball in. Pitchers let him down there.
Still keeps possession. It comes back here with Bissaka. Now Rashford into Bissaka again.
Man United corner coming.
Gone out for a corner. Again, United just sitting on the edge of Perth Glory's penalty area. And unable to kind of break them down with any kind of real conviction. Matta's come over to take this corner. It looks like this one is going to be delivered into the box. Matta's going to give it a go, see if he can find anybody into the box.
Whipped it in. Good ball.
Cracking ball in.
Ooh.
Header coming from, it looks like Rojo.
Short. Rojo. Yeah.
Great ball in from Mata, though. He kind of drove that one in, didn't he? As opposed to kind of floating it in. He really drove it in. And it's out for a Perth Glory goal kick. And they look to be trying to play out from the back. So credit to them. They're looking to obviously still do things that they properly in the way they want to do them. Smalling trying to take it under control, but it's gone out for a throw in here to Perth Glory, just inside United's half.
Got 20 minutes of the game to
20 minutes to go. Do you think we're going to see any other changes, or do you think Ollie would just keep this 11 on?
I think this 11 will see the 40,
just see it out,
see the whole game out.
Unless any injuries or...
Let's try and get another goal or two in it.
Yeah.
Just get the confidence going, just get ready for the next pre-season game.
Yeah, and I'm sure it will be kind of after today, it'll be, recovery day tomorrow, then back on the kind of training pitch and working on systems of play and little kind of formation style things. I think that's what Ollie's key thing is going to be through pre-season is drilling home into these players what his style of play is, and what he wants to see from them. But it seems like the atmosphere within the squad seems to be quite good as well. We saw some videos in the week of Wan-Bissaka and Daniel James having to do their initiation songs.
Yeah.
Looks
I think they need to go and take some singing.
I thought Bissaka's alright, mate. He's like freestyling it.
Got Pogba playmaking on the edge of the boxes, trying to find the right pass. Gomez. Looks like Pogba and Gomez have a nice little partnership
relationship.
Game.
Yeah, they look to both kind of bounce the ball off each other quite often and play quite closely together in that attacking third.
It's like Greenwood and Rashford have swapped back places now.
And
Greenwood gets it
back, winning it back.
Greenwood driving in, takes on
Great
one, takes
feet.
On two, goes for a
Good
corner.
Feet. Again, he's that's what we saw against the Cardiff game. He was prepared to kind of drive forward with it. And look, a few runs like that would just do a lot of confidence for these sort of players. You know, I think Tahith Chong, out of all the youngsters who have played today, I think he might have come off the pitch not been too happy with his performance because maybe his confidence might have needed a few more better touches, if you like. But I think because of how many times he gave the ball away or was pushed off the ball.
McTominay driving in now. No, defended away.
And I think as a player, you come off the pitch knowing if you've had a good game or not.
Yeah, he'll know.
So he'll be keen to put things right and maybe just get on the ball. Look, it is just a pre-season friendly, and I don't think we should jump on that too much about how he played or whatever. Everyone, as long as they come off the pitch uninjured, I think it's a good result really at the end of the day. Uninjured, minutes under the belt, and see how things progress.
Albeit Pogba's kind of comments he made about his United future, but he's pretty much ran the game here.
Yeah, he's come on and absolutely dictated everything from the middle of the park as you would expect and hope he would.
Wan-Bissaka getting out of a tricky spot there, done well. Mata now plays the ball over the top of the defence, defended away. United back on.
United just absolutely cabbed in Perth Glory's half. Halfway, sort of we're just set up on the edge of their box where their defensive line is, and we're just playing left to right. Wan-Bissaka looking to take his man on
there.
Gets
Can he get
to
it in?
Byline. Good defending.
Positive.
First real opportunity we've seen him get forward and trying to get a ball into the box.
Get a ball into the box.
Well defended, good header out for a United corner. But Pogba pretty much making everything tick for United in the middle of the park. Short corner this time again from Rashford into Mata. McTominay back out to Rashford.
Can he whip it in?
Is that Greenwood standing in?
Gomez.
Smalling, in the box with his hand up, was expecting the cross, but United just working it.
Getting pressed out a little bit now.
And the ball is back out wide with Rashford. And again, Gomez is drifted over here. Great little give and go. Oh, Rashford missed the ball. Great little give and go with Gomez. And Gomez spun his man and he had acres of space to run into behind, but Rashford didn't spot the pass. Edge of the box with McTominay looking for that ball in for Greenwood on the deck, but it's cut out. Pogba winning it back.
Yeah, he's been class, man.
Yeah. Great feet. Quality feet.
Played it on. Could be a goal.
Great block.
Great.
Greenwood shot.
Yeah.
But great feet from Pogba.
Yeah, I mean, Pogba's just... You can tell there's a bit of a level above on that pitch right now.
Yeah. He's almost strolling through it, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's kind of almost...
He's not even at... I wouldn't even say he's at
80%. He's in third gear, isn't he? He's strolling around. He's getting on the ball and he knows he's probably head and shoulders above any of the sort of Perth Glory players on that pitch.
Having a dig straight into the keeper's arms.
Pav, have we got anything on the comment section while the game's kind of just slowing up a bit and United?
So I think I've got one from Tom here saying, think ambition and determination of Gomez and Greenwood is better than what Chong showed. Chong's getting slaughtered in the comments, man.
He's up on Chong, guys.
Yeah.
Chong, he's all right.
We've got Michael here saying, this is sad. 1-0 against Perth. Is this a top 4 club?
Can't really judge it. I think, the first time... One game in. First time these guys have played since last season.
Stephen Boo saying, imagine predicting 6-0.
Oh, Steve, cut me some slack, I told you I'm optimistic. I was really buzzing about coming in. I won't give any more predictions, don't worry.
Greenwood should be scoring that if he wants a chance this season in regards to that chance he had. I think he's a little overrated, to be fair. He had a few chances in the first team like today and last season, and he's missed every shot. A bit cynical there.
I don't really think we can judge players on a performance like today. Look, you can only play what's in front of you. As a player, if you're up against someone like a Barcelona today, automatically you step it up. You've got to be sharper in your head, on your feet, because you're up against real quality. You can only play what's in front of you at the end of the day. And look, it is the first pre-season friendly, so let's not get too caught up on who's based on today's performance, who's going to stay and who's not.
So we've got 15 minutes of the game left. Overall, if it ends 1-0, what's your kind of final thoughts on the game from what we've just seen so far? Look,
before the game, I said it was going to be 6-0, mate. I was expecting us to come and steamroll them. But look, being realistic, as long as every player comes through uninjured, and don't pick up any knocks. Yes, look, a clean sheet and a goal or a couple of goals would have been better, but it's a good way to start the pre-season, I suppose.
We've got Gomez
all in over here. How about yourself, Pav? How would you consider it? Look, if I said to you before the game, 1-0, Perth Glory. End of the game, after seeing how people have played, what would your thoughts have been?
I'd say from what we've seen so far today, I'd say it's been okay.
Yeah.
We've seen a bit of what Ollie's going to be doing tactically. Obviously, he wants to integrate a press. It's good to see Dan James. Good to see.
That was the biggest positive look I'd take from the game, seeing him, because he looked good. But look, at the same time, guys, let's not get carried away. Yes, look, it's pre-season. We've gone and signed 2 players, but there's an underlying issue at the football club that we've got a lot of players involved with the first team squad who simply, in my opinion, aren't good enough to be at the football club. Ollie spoke about it when, just quickly, a quick substitution, just a Perth Glory goalkeeper's been changed over. Ollie obviously spoke about it as well publicly after some of the games last year, that some players had played their last game for the football club. Some players simply weren't good enough to be a part of it. Obviously, look, we're in the first pre-season game, and I spoke about it earlier on in today's watch-along, that we've still got players involved who simply are not good enough and have not been good enough for a period of time to play for this football club, but they're still here. So how excited can we really get? How many players have we got room to go and sign, knowing the size of our squad now, the wage... the wages that a lot of these players who don't feature regularly are on. How many players realistically are we going to be able to go and sign?
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at it like we're playing right now. Imagine if we do secure, I don't know, Mario Lemina or Bruno Fernandes or Harry Mcguire, it's going to take at least a week and a half before they even get out there.
Yeah.
Well, then we're going to already be into probably our 3rd, 4th pre-season game.
And that was the biggest thing Ollie made very, very clear, that he wanted business to be done early. He wanted to have the bulk of his squad with him out on this pre-season tour. And for me, that is such an important thing. I think Perth Glory just on the attack. Not really a lot going on, guys, but we will just jump in.
The player that just came on as well is actually one of the 15-year-olds.
Oh, really?
We talked about.
Oh, wow. So we've got a 15-year-old on the pitch for Perth Glory, so all the best to him. Must be a fantastic experience coming on against
lots of Pogba
and stuff. Yeah.
Mata.
But yeah, look, I'm not sure, where United are going to go from here if they can't shift too many players out of the team, that's for sure. Perth Glory, for one of the first times in the second half, were in the United half. Rashford's nicked the ball back and he's driving the team forward, looking for Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw ain't really done much this
No,
half,
he hasn't. Has he won the foul? He's just won a free kick. But yeah, he's not the same as, say, Ashley Young had in the first half. Ashley Young probably had the most touches of the ball for a United player in that first half. But maybe our style of play has changed slightly with obviously Pogba playing in the middle and being the kind of probably outletting person.
Good little flick back to keep the ball in play there. Mata whips it in. Smalling on the head.
Gone wide. Gone wide. Out for a goal kick. 80 minutes. We're into the last 10 minutes of the game. Then United are 1-0 up against Perth Glory. Looks to be a pretty straightforward routine performance. Perth Glory are really making use of this new rule where from a goal kick the ball doesn't have to leave the 18-yard box. So they stand the player each time on the sides of the 6-yard box, and the keeper probably 8 times out of 10 has kind of played it out to one of them. So it'll be interesting to see how many Premiership clubs use that to their advantage or whatever, in the new season. And if United would look to do that, build out from the back as close to that in their own half. But Perth Glory, credit, they're looking to play where they can. They look to be kind of running out of that kind of energy that they had, in the first half. United have had so much of the ball.
Got Gomez here now. Back to Shaw. Just kind of slowly trying to look to break down the Perth defence here. Gomez back on the left wing.
The kind of game has slowed down in tempo quite a bit, since the start of the second half. Since we scored, to be honest, it's slowed down a bit.
Perth on the attack now, on the counter-attack. But players resume the positions. Look like this will probably get crowded out.
They've really only committed 2 players forward, Perth Glory, ahead of the ball. Now a few more players are catching up with play and joining in as they keep possession midway into the United half. And United are set up pretty well, to be fair. They've got the back four, the wingers are dropped in, and you've got Pogba, Mata and McTominay in the middle. But United winning the ball back, and it's back with Rashford. Little nutmeg, but loses possession. See, these little things like that, does that frustrate United fans? Rashford, was there really any need to try and nutmeg the player there? And give the ball away.
Perth on the attack here now, just at the edge of the box, looking for options.
Again, United set up quite well. It's back out, come back out towards midway into the half.
It's one of those games you can't really judge the defense off this.
Oh yeah, because it's not a test, is it?
Yeah,
and
the test will come when we're playing, Inter, AC, Spurs.
Of course. Look, when you see the movement of certain players, who play for stronger opponents, they're the ones we're going to be able to judge off.
When we see, obviously we've got Spurs in the pre-season. When we got Harry Kane going at a player, that's when we're going to see a bit more about a player. And
also wingers and fullbacks committing themselves to the opposition and doubling up on United's fullbacks and seeing how the wingers for United then track back and play together. It does look like United are going to be making a sub next time the ball does go out. It looks like
is that Ghana?
It is Ghana. Yeah, 37. Ghana's going to be coming on. It'll be interesting to see who he comes on for. Maybe Mata. Maybe
they're all pretty much fresh. So.
Yeah. It's going to be hard to see who.
Now onto Wan-Bissaka on the right. Back to Mata.
Pogba picking up the ball wide and just keeping it short. We're just keeping it very short, not really taking.
Pogba's driving in now. He's whipped it in. Not the best ball, to be honest.
Poor delivery into the box from Pogba. It's gone out for a United corner. Pogba smiling away. Little high five with Rashford. But United looking very, very comfortable. We did see Ghana on the touchline ready to come on, just replaying some highlights, and then we can bring the news to you of who he is coming on for. Who we got? We have got Luke Shaw. I did see
Might
Luke.
be a knock there,
I think when he got fouled on the it looked like he got caught a little bit because he stayed down for a touch. So we wanted to get through this game unscathed with anyone picking up any knocks. But Luke Shaw has come off with what looked like maybe a little bit of a knock on that tackle he did take. So a good opportunity for Ghana to come on and get some minutes under his belt as Mata swings in this free kick. Great ball into the box. Good defensive header from the Perth Glory centre-back. And it's gone out for a throw. And Luke Shaw, just to confirm, he has taken a knock. He's heading straight down to the changing rooms.
Get that sorted as soon as possible.
Yeah, with the physio. It looks like he has got a bit of a bandage on his knee, it looked like, as well. But he's gone off with a bit of a knock.
A question here asking, how is Pogba's demeanour? Does he seem happy? How's he interacting with the teammates?
It looks like looks by today.
Normal. Looks absolutely
very
fine,
relaxed.
Yeah.
We've seen him smiling off the ball. Obviously, he's seen a lot of the ball. Look, we've got to understand the media do hype up a lot of things. Look, Paul Pogba is a name that if it's in the news, it's going to sell papers. It's going to, get the clicks online or whatever. He's always going to have that focus of attention on him. But judging by today, looks very comfortable. Looks like he's enjoying himself.
Yeah.
Pav, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the second half, he's probably been the best player on the pitch.
Yeah,
so.
He's kind of dictated things. It's all kind of gone through
Goal
him.
came from him as well, so...
Free kick to United then. It looks like Marcus Rashford's going to swing this one in from United's left-hand side. He whips it in. Comfortable for the keeper. About 6 minutes to go in the game. And United have got the ball. Well, keeper's got the ball. Perth Glory again looking to play out from the back. Giving it away there. Is it Garner hits it? Was that Garner? Great goal. 1-0 to you. Sorry, 2-0.
Yeah,
Garner,
great strike.
Great
Fantastic strike.
He's just come on. Perth Glory trying to play out from the back. I think the player slips and it's gone straight to Garner, who's had a first touch. He's about 25 yards out. Fantastic strike. Flew past the goalkeeper. And what a world of good that would do for his confidence.
Absolutely.
Here's a replay.
As well.
Yeah, the defender slipped as the ball was played out to him. Lost his footing. And Garner, one touch. And he's absolutely buried it from about edge of the box. By the time he's hit it, flown past the keeper. Great strike. Yep.
Do you think keeper could have saved that?
Could have done potentially a bit better, but to be fair, Garner hit it well.
He's quick on the ball. I think caught the keeper off guard.
He did, because he was straight onto it, one touch, bang, and he's done well to keep the ball down as well, because a lot of players there, have a bit of rush of blood to the head, snap at it, especially just coming on as well. He's probably that probably might have even been his first touch of the ball. So to come on and have that quality to have a touch and hit the target and for it to go in as well. Well done to Garner for doing that, and again for his confidence.
Scoreline's a little bit more respectable.
4 to go. We've got 5 minutes, 4 more goals, and who was that made the comment about my prediction?
But good to see. Maybe even try and cap it off with another.
A bit more respectable. 3-0, and we probably deserved a scoreline like that after all the possession that we have had. Garner again winning it back again in the middle of the park. He had some. Big plaudits coming in. They said he is, I think Ollie come in and actually once said he is like a Michael Carrick-esque player where he kind of seemingly, effortlessly makes things tick over.
It's been a name that's been mentioned for so long now.
Yeah.
And it's good to see him finally come in and make an impact.
It was highlighted as well. That one thing is he gets on the ball and he looks for forward passes. He's not, his first initial thought is, can I play forward? It's not sideways or backwards. So it'll be good to see him, being given game time in the middle of the park, as this tour does progress. And like I said, that goal that he's got today would do his confidence the world of good. Wan-Bissaka just giving the ball away there as he was looking for Ghana, and Perth Glory come on the attack, which is pretty quickly snuffed out. And Pogba picks up the ball just inside United's half and looks to build another attack as we have about 3 minutes left of this game. Perth Glory, what kind of opposition have they been for you, Pav?
Put a bit of a fight up in defence, but other than that, they've not really offered much, but that's what we thought was going to happen.
From a United point of view, is it like an ideal opener for a pre-season just to get minutes?
And let United play that possession, let them get a flow. Of
course.
And it's good. It was good to see how they reacted to a fairly, resolute defence.
Of course, looking at the end of the day, the players can only really beat and play what's in front of them. A ball from Pogba just offside Rashford. So to credit to United, they've tried to do things properly as well. Look, it's been a game where we've dominated possession, but they've not, gone and tried to showboat too much or anything like that. We've still tried to do things properly and the way I'm sure Ollie would have wanted his team to play.
Tom's made a good point. He said, you guys said McTominay could play in defence this season. He's there already, backing up for sure.
See that? We called it already.
Got something right today.
We called it already, mate. And if Ollie needs some backroom staff, you know where to find us. Just give us a nudge. Ball back with Perth Glory.
So look at the next game coming up. It's on Wednesday, 12 o'clock kickoff again. We've got Leeds United. So
we all like Leeds scum.
So obviously, old rivals there. Do you think it's going to be more of the same in terms of two different sets of teams each half?
I think for just quickly. We hit the post.
Greenwood's hit the post, took a man on, step over, struck it with the right foot, past the keeper, but onto the left side of the post.
The post. Out with Gomez, who has a go now.
Unlucky,
good save. Yeah. But Greenwood, good. Look, faced that one-on-one. Nice little step over, worked half a yard, and he's hit it across the keeper. Good strike, and just the post stopping him. But look, going on to the Leeds game, I think maybe just for the Leeds game, it might be two teams each half. And then after the Leeds game, we'll start maybe seeing players playing 60, 70 minutes, and maybe not changing as frequently or as many players.
Perth on the attack here. seeing out though.
Jay, by the way, Jay from Full Time Devils Bet is still on. He predicted 2-1. He got a couple of minutes to go, and I'm sure he's sitting there with his betting slip in hand. Great cracking ball. Look, that's what Pogba brings. He's picked the ball up in his own half, and he's just switched the play.
Greenwood just going at the team. Defender slides in and gets to the pass.
And people say about Pogba, what can he bring, and this, that, and the other. That's the other side of his game. His range of passing.
Yeah, he's switched on. He knows where the ball needs to be.
And here's Rojo bringing the ball forward. Gomez working it.
Go on, son.
Can we get
tricky
anything?
Feet back to Rojo? He's going to have a hit.
Oh, from the angle, I thought that was dipping in. Everyone kind of froze for a second. It is a Perth Glory goal kick. We are into the final minute of the game, of the pre-season opener. 2-0 to United, and a relatively straightforward routine performance. As expected, loads of possession. Board's just gone up 2 minutes of injury time to be played in this friendly. But yeah, pretty straightforward routine. United have seen lots of the ball. Pav, anything in particular that you might think Ollie might change or want to see a bit more of in the Leeds game?
I think a bit more of that kind of risk taking in the final thirds.
Yeah.
So when we do get there, we saw a bit to then the second half with the flicks we were making.
Yeah.
Just a bit more of a creative spark in the final third. We're getting to the final third. That's not a problem, but it's breaking through and then getting the ball in the back of the net.
For me, as you mentioned earlier on as well, I think what I'm looking forward to, I don't know if that's the right word, but I want to see is, when we come up a bit more of a defensive test to see.
Yeah, I want to see
who is actually cut out for it and who's going to catch the eye. See how Wan-Bissaka's tested. See how the wingers do as well.
Possibly even see what this team does when they're 1-0 down.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
how they tested to that.
Tested to that as well. So as the opposition get a bit tougher as pre-season develops, it'll be interesting as well to see that. Gomez gone down on the far side.
Went down a bit light though there.
Did he? I think he kind of accidentally. I think they clashed heads. Is it a head injury? Yeah, it's a head injury.
Stopped it.
I think because he's gone down to kind of drop a shoulder, they've kind of hit heads.
Looks okay.
Yeah.
Into the final kind of 50 seconds of the game here.
Yeah, he seems alright. He's straight back up on his feet and dusting it off. Yeah, I think he just got caught in the eye by the looks of things. He's impressed me today. Second half, he's come on.
Yeah, very tricky player.
He's dropped his shoulder a few times and he's been brave as well when on the ball and looking to beat his opposition. And the replay, he just accidentally got a hand in the eye, I think, or finger in the eye. Perth Glory making a sub. It looks like, again, a youngster, 15-year-old.
Looks like he is a kid.
He looks like a kid at 15. Yeah. He's coming on. Again, it'll be a nice experience for him, being able to say, come on against United. And fair play to Perth Glory for kind of giving him an opportunity. To come on as well. But look, we are into the final minute of the game. Anytime soon, the referee's whistle will go. A straightforward routine victory for United, who have seen a lot of the ball today. Seen two sets of teams from the first half to the second half. No injuries apart from, one, Luke Shaw went off with a slight knock. So it will be interesting to see what the extent of that injury is. Look, maybe it was just like a knock and they just wanted to go and nurse it.
You can't take precautions in pre-season.
Yeah. So I'm sure he will be okay, and if he needs to sit the next one out, I'm sure he will. But United, again, straightforward on the ball, just running the clock down now. Pogba looking for a long-range ball. Gomez nods it down. Mata goes for the dink over the top. Goes out for a Perth Glory goal kick, and I'm sure we'll hear the final whistle go, not too soon after this goal kick is taken. Perth Glory still looking to play out from outside on their 6-yard box. And there we have it. There's a full-time whistle. 2-0. United have run out full-time winners 2-0, routine victory. Pogba there just in shot with a smile on his face. Good to see Ghana come on and get a goal as well.
Yep, absolutely.
And Ollie there just with the Perth Glory gaffer shaking hands. And United off to a winning start on the pre-season tour. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you go and check out the socials for Full-Time Devils. We have got Adam McCullough and Mr. Stephen Howson out there covering the event or the pre-season tour for the Full-Time Devils station. Myself, Peaky Pundit and Pav are going to be bringing you guys match day vlogs for Full-Time Devils in the new season as well. So make sure you check them out. Don't forget to give the Full Time Devils channel a subscribe, like, share, comment on this watch along. There's going to be a watch along for each of the preseason games as well, so be sure to check them out as well. As mentioned, we also run our own kind of content and channel as well in collaboration and doing bits like this with Full Time Devils. We do our own stuff. You can check that out. The link for that is in the descriptions below, and you can find myself and Pav on the socials as well. My handle is at Peaky Pundit and Pav.
Pav_UTD.
So Instagram. So go and check us out as well. But look, guys, we hope you've enjoyed the watch along. We've really enjoyed bringing it to you, the first game of the pre-season tour. Don't forget to keep checking out the Full Time Devils content, and we'll be back with you guys sometime in the near future, I am sure. But we're signing out. Thanks for tuning in.